Welcome to 302 Sports. I'm Benny Mitchell. I am live in Newark, Delaware, with the DIAA Division I State Tournament. You're watching Citadel Concept pregame show on 302 Sports. Good afternoon, folks. I'm Benny Mitchell. It's playoff time. Welcome to a special edition of 302 Sports High School Football. Saturday matinee, so to speak. It's round one of the DIA State Tournament. And this afternoon, we have a matchup of two teams that back before the start of the season, many would have been surprised to see here in Week 11. The Caesar Rodney Riders, led by Henlip Conference Coach of the Year, Dan Candeloro, finished 1-9 last season. And at mid-season this year with 3 losses, looked like they were just trying to salvage the winning season. But the Riders went on a 5-game winning streak to finish the season 7-3 and earning the number 6 seed in the state tournament. Hodgson, on the other hand, booked in their season with losses, dropping a season opener to Sussex Central, then their season finale to Middletown. The Silver Eagles are in their first season in Division I and finished just 5-5 last year in Division II, failing to make the state tournament. But those 8 straight wins propelled Hodgson to be here today as the number 3 seed, and they host Caesar Rodney. Let me bring in my broadcast partner for today, Glenn Frazier. And Glenn, welcome aboard your maiden flight here on 302 Sports.
Well, thanks, Benny. I'm happy to join the crew today. You guys at 302 Sports do a fantastic job. We're all in this to help promote the high school student athletes. And like I said, I'm proud to be a part of the crew today. I go back a long ways with this thing, all the way back to 1979. So I'm the old guy. I'm the old guy here.
I was in high school in 1979, just getting it started. Hey, let's talk about this game. We both saw Hodgson in Week 1, a 27 loss to Sussex Central. I thought the Silver Eagles, I just thought they looked out of sync that first week, and maybe would end up a middle of the pack Blue Hen Conference play team. But head coach Frank Moffitt, a Caesar Rodney alum, by the way, his team had a different vision of the season. After an impressive Week 4 win over Concord, they followed with a home win over DMA, who was the number 1 seed in the Division II tournament. And Hodgson's now turning heads. And Glenn, what can you say about the way this team developed and has progressed through the 10 weeks?
Well, you're right. I was not impressed at all in Week 1 when we had their game against Sussex Central. And the first thing that stood out to me, Benny, was the size of Hodgson Votech. They didn't look like a D2 team that was just moving up to D1. Big size on the line and outweighed Sussex Central, and yet the Golden Knights controlled the line of scrimmage in that game. And, boy, they've come a long way since then. The Golden Knights held them to 125 yards on the ground in that opening season loss. And then if you look at the last game just a week ago against Middletown, Cavaliers held the Silver Eagles to under 100 yards rushing in the game. That's the key for Hodgson Votech. If they can't get that ground attack going, then they're going to have some issues because they're not quite that proficient with the air attack. And you expect that when you have a freshman quarterback in C.J. Henry.
I think it's a good freshman quarterback that we're going to be talking about down the road.
Yeah.
He's a good quarterback now, and but I think down the road we're going to be talking about this kid as Hodgson continues to grow here in Division I.
Yep, but definitely you're right. A surprise team here in the Blue Hen Flight A. They finished second to Middletown. That's the only loss they had in conference, and what a really fine season for Frank Moffitt and his team. And they just kind of been quietly impressing people as they've gone along.
Well, let's talk about the Riders, because how the Riders get here. Like I said in the preview, they were 3 losses in the first 5 games of the year, but where I think they turned around is if you look at their stats. The first 5 games, 139 yards rushing a game. In the last 5 games, 244 yards rushing per game. Offensive coordinator Brian Bosser got him moving.
Well, I think when you talk about Caesar Rodney, you have to go back a few years. They were a really, really good program through the 70s with Przicki, through the 90s with John Kowaleski. Schoenwolf continued that prominence and got them the last state title in 2008. Then they kind of fell on hard times. Only 5 wins in the last 3 years coming into this year. And I think, Benny, you have to have a winning mentality. Early on in the season, they got some close wins. But I think the turning point for them was that 15-0 shutout at Sussex Tech, and then the big win at home against Sussex Central that really catapulted them. Yep. So they really come down the stretch, and they've got that winning mentality now. They know how it feels to get wins, and just hats off to Candeloro and his staff and this team for coming alive and finishing 7-3.
You talked a little bit about Caesar Rodney. We talked about, they don't have a 1,000-yard rusher, but they got four guys rushing for 700 yards. And but defensively, they turned it around. First 5 games, +1 in turnovers. Last 5 games, +11 in turnovers. And not only are they getting the turnovers, they're scoring on defense. 2 pick sixes by Trammell and 2 fumble recoveries for touchdowns.
Their front 8 are really dominant. I mean, and they're consistent, and it's right down the line. I mean, 69 tackles, 8 for loss, 3 sacks for Burke on the one end, and then Brown has 9 for loss, 3 sacks, 32 tackles, 2 for loss for Indavian Burris, and then the linebacking crew, very consistent as well. This is a solid front 8, but they're going to be tested today with a big front line from Hodgson Botech.
And what helps Caesar Rodney also is 14 interceptions this season.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that is key to that front line. So if that front line can put pressure on Henry, they may be able to get some picks and make Henry uncomfortable. And I think that's what they got to do. They have to make C.J. Henry uncomfortable. So let's go to our dream scouting report, players to watch, and we'll start off with the Caesar Rodney Riders. And for Caesar Rodney, I think the players we want to watch today is number 7, Julian Trammell, the 2-way star, the running back, and I should say 3-way star because he's the kickoff return. So Julian Trammell, what can you say about Julian Trammell and the season he's had?
Good speed, leads the team in rushing with 674 yards and 6 touchdowns, but you also have to watch him as a receiver out of the backfield. He has 10 catches for almost 120 yards and another couple of touchdowns there. Wagenhofer likes to throw to that tight end, DIAA down the field, but when he's not open, he can check down and find Trammell coming out of the backfield. And Trammell, he's got a burst of speed. He can really shift it from first to fourth in a hurry, so if he gets a gap up front and he gets to the secondary, it's lights out.
Wagenhofer, and what I looked at his stats, he does like to throw DIAA Trammell. He throws that waggle a lot to the fullback, Kevin Robinson.
And he's a tough kid. We did that ball game when they won at home against Sussex Central. He got some key first downs on 3rd down to keep drives alive. He's tough. He's got big upper body strength, good size for a quarterback as he goes 5'11", 205, and that frame allows him to get a couple of extra yards when he runs the football. I know the coaches, you don't always like to see that quarterback getting out running the football because he's vulnerable then to an injury. But
15 touchdowns this year, 6 of them on the ground. And the one thing that stuck out to me was 9 touchdown passes, only 1 interception this year, so they're using him wisely.
That's a key stat, and that goes back to his decision making. He's not forcing passes and creating turnovers for Caesar Rodney's offense.
And let's talk to you about the Dream Scouting Network. Players to watch for the Hodgson Silver Eagles. Let's start off with their quarterback, number 10, the freshman, C.J. Henry.
Well, surprisingly has come on this season and starting to throw the ball a lot better than he did early on in the year, Benny. 63 out of 115, so 55% completion ratio for over 800 yards. He has more passing yards than Wagenhofer, and that surprised me when I looked at the stats. But he's thrown a few picks, 7 touchdown passes and 5 interceptions. So as a young kid versus a senior with the experience that Wagenhofer has, you have to go to decision making. So if he tries to force the action today, he could be prone to the turnover.
And their big running back, he's approaching 1,000 yards on the season, number 30, Darius Hale.
Another young kid, just a sophomore, approaching 1,000 yards rushing, needs less than 20 today to go over that mark, but he averages over 6 yards per carry, and you mentioned 16 touchdowns. So Hale is the stud coming out of that backfield, and he runs behind the big fullback, Wallace.
Hey folks, we're going to take a commercial time out. We're going to be right back with our keys to the game and our first round of the DIAA Division I state tournament between the Caesar Rodney Riders and the Hodgson Silver Eagles, which we'll be right back.
I'm Scott Kammerer of Sodell Concepts. We have 8 locations, a catering company and a food truck right here on the Culinary Coast in southern Delaware, and we'd love to see you at one of our locations. Fish On and Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue in downtown Rehoboth, serving homemade pasta. Papa Grande's in downtown Rehoboth. Our treetop deck has the best happy hour around. And Matt's Fish Camp, located on Route 1 in North Bethany Beach, your classic seafood shack. At Sodell, we believe in beautiful, simple food and making the world a better place. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott.
Hi, I'm Shannon Colburn, General Manager of Blue Coast Seafood Grill in Bethany Beach. And I'm Douglas Ruley, Vice President and Chef of Sodell Concepts.
Located on Coastal Highway just north of downtown Bethany Beach, Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar is the landmark restaurant overlooking the beautiful Salt Pond. Some house specialties include fried baby lobster tails, baked oysters, seafood stew, lobster cavatappi, and of course, daily selections of fresh fish and raw oysters.
That's Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Bethany Beach.
Come check us out. Hi, I'm Shannon Colburn, General Manager of Blue Coast.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts.
And I'm Danae from Matt's Fish Camp.
Come check us out.
Matt's Fish Camp is the small local fish joint with 2 locations on Coastal Highway in North Bethany Beach and Lewis, where we serve up traditional coastal fare and a casual atmosphere with house specialties like colossal crab cakes, lobster rolls, and fried Ipswich clams, along with crowd pleasers like fish and chips, fried shrimp, and a daily selection of fresh caught fish. Matt's Fish Camp, serving up lunch and dinner 7 days a week, all year.
Locations in Bethany Beach and Lewis, Delaware. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts.
And I'm Danae from Matt's Fish Camp.
Come check us out.
Matt's Fish Camp is the small local fish joint with 2 locations on Coastal Highway in North Bethany Beach and Lewis.
Ladies and gentlemen, 302 Sports, Benny Mitchell and Glenn Fraser. Glenn, let's talk about last night. You were at the William Penn Sussex Central seating-wise, an upset. William Penn Colonials beat the Sussex Central Gold Knights and will advance to the semifinals. Tell us a little bit about how that game went last night.
We expected a low-scoring, close ball game, and you get that a lot when you get the 4 and the 5 seed in the first-round game. And plus, both of those teams depend on the running attack. Neither one is proficient really through the air. So it ended up 12-7. William Penn got out to the 12-0 lead, and the difference in the game for the Colonials was Isaiah Gaynor, who was their starting cornerback, leads the team with over 100 tackles this season, but he rushed for a 58-yard touchdown in the first quarter, and he was a game-high 120 yards in the ball game last night. The other touchdown was a 29-yard pass from Ogden to Cochran in the third quarter that extended that lead to 12-0. And then the difference for Sussex Central was they were without their fullback, Curtis. Curtis did not play. They were losing 2 linemen, and Gabe Brown and Hiram Lasher. and then an injury suffered to center Jake Brewington in the fourth quarter. They finally got on the board with 7 minutes to go and made a game out of it, Benny, but they couldn't complete the comeback. Close, low-scoring game. That's what we expected. That's what we got.
And exciting game up in Greenville with A.I. DuPont pulling out the late touchdown. 1:05 left in the game. A.I. DuPont throws the long pass for the touchdown, gets the two-point conversion, and they beat the number 7 seed Howard 36-28, and that was a rematch. Howard had beaten them earlier in the season 36-20.
Gave them their only loss of the year, A.I. DuPont. So those Wildcats were not too successful last night, but there was another Wildcat that did pretty well.
The Wildcats from the town, too big. The Delmar Wildcats. They go down 13-0 early, folks, up at Bader Stadium, and then they reel off 34 straight points. DMA just could not stop it.
Sean Denard, he would have been your player of the game last night, I think, definitely in that game. 3 touchdowns, all of them coming on the option pitch. He got the edge, and talk about a burst of speed. Denard certainly has it. We saw him 2 weeks ago against William Penn, and he had a good game that night too. Woodbridge, and he had a good game that night too.
So we already have our one semifinal matchup in Division 2. Don't know what day and time it's going to be played. I'm assuming it's going to be a Friday night game. The A.I. DuPont Tigers, the number 2 seed, will host the number 8 Delmar Wildcats next weekend in the semifinal.
So those faithful fans from down in Delmar Wildcat Country will make another 2-hour ride north next weekend.
They will be visiting Wilmington again. They're not going to be too far away where they were last night.
No, they ought to just spend a week.
Vapor 1 is the official ball of the DIAA.
You saw the riders came out. You heard the huge
Today's game
roar
will be between the
when
Caesar Rodney Riders with a
Caesar
record
Rodney's
of
traveled well.
7-3.
Yes, they certainly have. Visiting side,
Silver Eagles.
the stands over there are loaded. Of course, they brought the marching band up as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Dr. Fitzgerald came to the game as well. He's over there somewhere.
He'll be there.
He's assisted by Brian Burns.
Captain's going out to the center of the field, Benny.
Brian Foster.
While we got the captains, might as well go ahead and get the Green Blade Irrigation Turf Care Turf Report. The Green Blade Turf Report, folks, it's 50 degrees out. Wind 9 miles from
Head coach
the
of your
south.
Hodgson Silver Eagles is
Feels
Coach
like
Frank Moffitt
47.
Jr.
Glenn, not a bad day out here.
No, nice day.
Franz Koppel,
We'll be playing on a natural turf field.
Braxton, Pete Randell, Eric Fisher, Don Lewis, Marquise Johnson, Kyle Fisher, Ron Shipko, Dave Moffitt, Marquise Rutherford, and Eric Creel.
That's your Green Blade Turf Report. Green Blade Irrigation and Turf
The
Care
officials for
in Dover,
today's game:
Delaware.
referee Rodney Smith, umpire Helmore Smith, linesman Steve Woodward, line judge Bill Nichols.
Benny had the opening flip of the coin,
Back judge Mitch Ruoff.
and the Riders will receive the opening kickoff.
Operator Bob
So
Barrett.
we don't see a whole lot in high school anymore. It's taking the opening kick.
Right, usually you defer. Yep.
They will play offense first.
So we're going to see that CR spread wing T offense out on the field first, barring a turnover.
He has won the toss.
One thing I've noticed this year, Benny, and although Hodgson will have the wind at their back for this opening kickoff, is not too many place kickers are booting deep to the dangerous return men this year. They've gotten smart, and there's a lot of squib kicks down the center of the field.
And I've said it's time to for athletes on the field kicking deep. Folks, we're going to take a pause here for the national anthem. there's the national anthem. That means one of two things. Start your engines, play football, friend.
Yeah, there's going to be no tires out here on this field. It's all football.
Tonight's game, or today's game, folks, I tell you, Glenn, this is I think, two evenly matched football teams. I don't, even though they're the number 6 seed, the last team in, I do not count the Riders out in this game.
No, they have several common opponents as well. The Caesar Rodney Riders early in the year lost by 5 points to William Penn. William Penn is a team that Hodgson beat 24-8 in the middle part of the season. And, of course, Sussex Central, the team the Riders beat 24-21 just a few weeks ago, but a team that Hodgson lost to in game 1 20-7. I don't know whether you can do any kind of comparisons with common opponents like that, because to me, Benny, it comes down to matchups, and I think these two match up rather well.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the kickoff of the Division I state tournament. First round game, second game of the tournament. As William Penn beat Sussex Central last night, 5 beats 4. Today is 3 versus 2. And we have a kickoff and a whistle right away. Looks like we're working with an upstate referee today.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Offsides, Hodgson was Benny on the kickoff, and just a little bit too overly excited here to start the game. Trying to get downfield in a hurry.
Encroachment against Hodgson.
Let's move it back 5 yards.
5-yard penalty. Free kick.
Let's see how this will affect field position for Caesar Rodney now, because that wasn't a very deep kick on that opening kickoff.
Number 7, Julian Trammell, back deep for the Riders.
He's standing about his own 20-yard line, and he's a threat in the kicking game. We have our second kick, and it's going to go to Trammell at the 20. Runs into his own receiver. And he's going to get about 5 yards, and that's where the Riders are going to take over. First and 10, and then they're going to mark it at the 25.
On special teams, making the tackle, Clarence Travis, the sophomore, for the Silver Eagles. Trammell tried to get it to the far edge, and Travis had none of that.
Right. Well, Trammell bumped into his own blocker, and the blocker was behind him. So.
And there was a little miscommunication receiving the opening kickoff. Trammell was right there, and there was another rider as well. A little confusion on who's going to take that.
First and 10 for the Riders. Wagenhoff in the pistol. Wagenhoff drive, looks to the right, has a man open. That's DIAA, and he's got the first down. So the Riders, normally a running team, they're off and in business.
You can almost throw out the window what you did in regular season. These coaches will be pulling coming out in a pass formation.
DIAA goes in motion, and then comes back in motion is going to be a counter to number 11, Jordan Allen. He's got some running room off the left side. He's got enough for the first down, and he's out across midfield into Hodgson territory.
Freshman Kevin Hudson gets a good downfield block to spring the running back out on that counter play. That got him into the linebacker area, and then, of course, from there, another good downfield block by one of the wideouts. It's a good start to the game for Caesar Rodney right now. They have the Silver Eagles defense back on their heels a little bit.
Hodgson 48-yard line. DIAA goes in motion. Coming back. And it's going to be an option pitch to the fullback, number 5, Robinson. He's going to pick up about 5 yards. Maybe a little bit of a broken play.
Yeah, well, Jalik Hayward made that a broken play for the Silver Eagles. He got into the backfield in a hurry and caused Wagenhofer to get rid of that just a little bit earlier than he wanted to. But a good job by Robinson to concentrate on that pitch.
He picks up flip to 5 on the play, 2nd and 5 for the Riders. And they're going to go to shotgun formation with Wagenhofer. So the Riders got the game going early.
Daniel Douglas, the free safety. Coming off the bottom of that pile, middle linebacker Brandon Shimko, the junior. He's the first one to make the hit. And now we thought we had a big third down play a little earlier near midfield. Yeah, this one's a little harder, 3rd and 15 yards.
They 50, that's 4 down territory.
Yeah.
Across the 50, you're in 4 down territory.
And even more so in the postseason, Benny.
Right. 3rd and 14, followed from the 35. Wagenhofer under center. And it's going to be a counter with Allen. He's got some running room. He's going to be inside the 30. He's going to bring up a 4th and appears to be 7.
4th and Allen on the carry.
Jalik Hayward again in on the stop. You can see he's very good at the point. He competed for a big kid, and he got back there and made the stop after getting blocked.
And as we talked about how the Olympic Conference plays, you can hear the Hodgson fans. Rolls out the right step on. He's going to be brought down. Turnover on down.
Field early on the blitz. Wagenhofer never had a chance. He did well enough just to extend that play.
Representing the quarterback, C.J. Henry.
Under center today for the Hodgson Eagles. We talked about him.
Number 23, Najee Lally. Number 30,
Go!
Darius Hale. Number 61, Nicholas Stowe.
Shotgun formation. Hale in the backfield. Motion the number 13, Raymond Mack. And it's going to be a handoff. Up the middle, it's got some running room. That's number 30, Darius Hale. He's got a 1st down.
Darius Hale on the carry.
Trammell on the tackle, but not before the ball carrier broke 3 tackles to get a 1st down.
Chandler.
It looked like a 1st down. Let's see.
Number 77, Jordan Bolden. And number 79.
They're stretching over there.
A lot of this last. A lot of issues spotting the.
Be another handoff to Hale. He's hit initially by number 53, Windsor, but breaks the tackle. Picks up about 5 on the play. 2nd and 5.
Darius Hale on the carry. Number 6, William Birkin on the tackle for CR. 2nd down.
William Burke, the junior, finally makes the stop, but 2 really good carries on 1st down plays in this drive for the Silver Eagles. That big front line is opening up holes for Hale.
6 on the carry. We'll call it 2nd and 4. Double slot to the far side. They're going to flood the far side. Motion to the right side. It's going to be a handoff to Hale again, but he slips in the backfield. No gain. Gives credit to number 6, William Burke on the tackle.
And Burke in there again, but I think you're right. I think the turf caused that tackle more so than Burke. He'll get credit for the stop, but the turf, more credit.
On the pile, isn't it?
Exactly. So now a big 3rd down play for the Silver Eagles.
3rd in, all a long 3. 4 for the Silver Eagles at their own 48-yard line. And they go slot to the field, I formation. Be a handoff to Hale again. He's hit in the backfield. That was a
Darius
right.
Hale on the carry.
4th and 2.
Number 53,
Just outside
Joshua
the 50.
Windsor in on the tackle.
Yeah, the junior Brown did a great job to fight off his block and jump the. He slowed him down to his friends, stopped him short. So now we're going to see the Silver Eagles go for it. And
I formation again. It's going to be a pitch to Hale. Got the 1st down.
actually seeing this ball game.
Right.
It's
On the Cesar Rodney side of the field.
They
have a front line. Just looking at her.
the Silver Eagles.
Back to the shotgun for out. His favorite receiver.
What a fantastic defensive play by Allen. Fought off that block and made the tackle out in the flat. Showed good strength, upper body strength, as he just stood up the Silver Eagle blocker there in front of him. I'm not sure who that was, but great attempt by him to throw that blocker out of the way and make the stop.
So 2nd and 12 for the Hodgson Silver Eagles. Hale gets hit after about a 2-yard head start by number 53, Windsor.
There is Hale on the
He's going to
carry.
pick up 4 on the play.
Jackson
And that's
Wall,
going to bring up a
number
3rd and
34
8
on the tackle
for
for
the Hodgson Silver Eagles.
Now this is probably territory that the Silver Eagles don't like, 3rd and long.
Right.
Typically a run-oriented team. And I'm not so sure that we wouldn't see Hale carrying 2 more times here.
Right. 3rd and 8 for the Hodgson Silver Eagles. Trips to the right. Shotgun formation with Hale in the backfield. Henry's going to take the snap. He's under pressure. Left out of the pocket. Makes a move, and he's going to have the first down as he goes out of bounds.
That was
Windsor looked like he had a crack out of him and just
Henry on the carry.
kind of whipped on the tackle.
Cesar Rodney defenders on the blitz came around the edges, but they left the interior part of the field wide open, and that was an easy call for Henry to just step up and run with it. This is very close, Benny, to the first down. They might have to take a measurement here. And as is always the case, anytime there seems to be a measurement, the chain gang's on the opposite side of the field.
Coaches, officials, and community members.
So off comes the change gang for a measurement here.
It's all going to depend on that spot as to where the quarterback Henry got bounced out of bounds.
16% of high school students were current users of e-cigarettes. Making
Looked like he was
e-cigarettes
going up in the backfield. That's
tobacco
going to be a
products
first down. So second first down drive for Hodgson Silver Eagles.
twice the amount of harmful and heavy metals as cigarette smoke. Don't be an easy.
Both teams early on in their first offensive possessions doing a good job of mixing things up. A little bit of pass.
Silver Eagles.
Quarterbacks have both done a good job scrambling and getting out of trouble.
It's going to be first and 10 at the Caesar Rodney 37-yard line. 4:22 to play here in the first quarter.
Trying to stretch that defense again with two wideouts to the far side.
Hand off to Hale. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. And it looks like we see our defense is starting to tighten up a little bit, that little play up the middle.
They're doing a little bit of job of getting quickly off their blocks. That was Jeremiah Brown, the junior, again with another stop there for a minimal gain.
There's Jeremiah Brown. He's like the one big body that they have there on that line.
6'1", 235.
Second and 9 for the Hodgson Silver Eagles.
And he's got to go up against Mike Hughes, the center. He's huge for the Silver Eagles.
And they're going to flood that right side of the field again. They're going to throw a little hitch pass. That's caught by number 8, Daniel Douglas. He's going to be wrapped up after a gain of maybe 2 yards. Tackle made on for 14, Tyrone Suarez.
Yeah, minimal gain, so they go into third and long again. Now, Caesar Rodney defensively needs to make an adjustment. They don't want to rush everybody out on the edges and leave the middle wide open for Henry. For one thing, he can take off and run, and the other thing is it gives him a great downfield view.
3rd and 7 for the Silver Eagles. And this time they're going to go trips to the left side of the field. And shotgun. Henry looking to pass as a man open. That's picked up by Jordan Allen and fumbled, but Allen has it back. Turnover. Caesar Rodney football, and this is Caesar Rodney football. This is what's made them successful the last 5 weeks.
11, Jordan Allen, first and 10 for
Jordan Allen, who the outside linebacker, shifted out there into the flat on the coverage, and I wasn't sure they were going to give him credit for the interception. I thought maybe they would call that an incompleted pass.
Yeah, he got hit like a little. I thought he had the ball. I think they made the right call, but he got hit right after the ball got there. It's going to be first and 10 for Caesar Rodney at their own 30-yard line.
Tough pass to throw when you're throwing all the way across the field like that with coverage inside the receiver.
Wagenhofer's quick shot out there to Tamel, and Tamel nowhere to go. He's going to lose yards on the play. Looks like he's going to lose 4 or 5 yards.
Tried to set up the screen, the Riders did.
number 5, Vaughn Wood, and on the tackle for Hudson.
Coming up quick from his linebacker spot, senior Vaughn Wood to make the stop. Both teams trying to just feel each other out here in this opening quarter. Very fast-paced opening quarter.
Well, 2nd and 16 for the Riders. I didn't think they lost that much. And we're going to have a procedure penalty.
Yeah.
Flag on the play. Full start against Caesar Rodney.
It's probably going to be about 2nd and 21 when we're all set and done.
And now here's a case where you don't try to get it all back all at once. Exactly. You don't want to just try to throw the home run ball here. I know Major League Baseball's over, but we'll make that analogy.
There you go. Well, they have a fine offensive coordinator in Brian Bassard, used to coach at the University of Delaware.
Yeah. I know Danny was really happy to add him to his staff.
And that's going to be Wagenhofer following his blockers. He's got some running room. Cuts out to the right side. And he's going to pick up a bunch of that right there on the quarterback keeper. He's going to bring up a 3rd and looks to be about maybe a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8.
He got 14 yards on that quarterback draw. And like I said, as a kid, he's just a heady kid. He makes good decisions, has good football IQ. Doesn't really have tremendous foot speed, but he's got enough.
He just had to follow his blockers. He did a good job there. Followed his blockers and then made a little move to right and made it third and manageable. 3rd and 7 for the Riders. Still 0-0 here. First quarter action. This came in untouched.
Yeah, he did. Wallace.
I imagine the Riders are probably going to show respect on this one. 4th and 10 inside their own territory.
Hey, yeah, you see a whole host of replacements coming in off the sidelines for COI. They definitely send the punt team in now. You don't want to give up this kind of field position.
Number 13,
Wallace, one of the returning starters up front for the Silver Eagles from last year.
Number 25, Joseph
Number 13, Raymond Knapp. He's his favorite receiver. And Delgado will punt. Delgado was all-conference punter, I believe. Good snap, and he gets it out. It looks like it may have been partially blocked. It's going to bounce it down to 50. And that's where it's going to, about the 49-yard line, so Hodgson's going to take over.
Ball will be spotted on Cedar Rapids' 49-yard line.
Pretty interesting. I saw down there. I think it was blocked. And Hodgson Silveringo player was holding down the punter right in front of the official. A little odd.
I was following the ball that time. Good thing you picked up on that.
Visit healthydelaware.org for more facts about
38 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Tennis Raw DIAA Championship events can be purchased online at State Champs. That's www.statechamps.com/DIAA.
So far, the Riders, a few plays here have showed trouble plugging some holes.
Well, you just take a look at there, and they are outmanned along the front. That is a huge offensive line for the Silver Eagles. Oh!
Covered by number 55, Deshaun Gray.
Was fumbled and recovered by Cesarati's number 55.
Maybe he was hit by Jackson Raw, number 34.
For the Riders.
Either him or Caleb Mosley. I'm not sure which one got in there, but it was a big pop, and that ball came right out.
Raw was in the backfield.
Okay.
Hit or not. Fumble recovered by number 55, Deshaun Gray. So the Riders dodge a bullet after the partially blocked punt. They take over 1st and 10 at the Hodgson 49.
2 turnovers already for the Silver Eagles in this first quarter. This time they give away good field position.
Here to go with the Riders, 1st and 10. And Wagenhofer's going to go up under center with Trammell and Robinson in the backfield. Now he's going to switch to the shotgun. And he's going to get flushed out of the pocket. He's going to roll to the right. Got a little bit of running room. And he's going to get out of bounds.
Being chased the whole way by Mitchell Marville. But again, Benny, he's just good decision making. Don't try to force a throw downfield. You're on the run. You can feel the heat coming from behind. But he did show enough foot speed to get outside and get some positive yardage.
Pick up a 3 on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 7 for the Riders.
Almost through with this first quarter. And again, both teams just kind of feeling each other out. Nobody's really threatened at all to score yet.
Wagenhofer under center, handoff to Trammell. He's followed up in the backfield, and there's going to be a flag.
It's either face mask or a hold. Let's see what they call here. Okay. I thought it was face mask as well. It could have been 2 penalties there, but
Cameraman saw the same thing. He saw 2 times, but they're going to call once. That's going to be a 10-yard mark off. That's going to be 1st and 10. Excuse me, 2nd and 17 for the Riders.
and they're going to make. Of course, it's a spot foul, so looks like they threw the flag near midfield. Penalty yardage stepped all the way back off at the 39 of Caesar Rodney. Well, they were in this situation just moments ago with 2nd down and about 20 yards, and they got 14 of it on one play.
Looks like Wagenhofer's going to let the clock run out.
Yep.
And we're going to move to the 2nd quarter, folks, and we're going to take a timeout. At the end of the first quarter, the Caesar Rodney Riders 0, the Hodgson Silver Eagles 0. Folks, we'll be right back with 2nd quarter action.
That's the end of the first quarter, where the score is Caesar Rodney 0, Hodgson 0.
Welcome to Hooters. Have a seat wherever you
Oh, okay.
Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com.
Welcome to Hooters. Have a seat wherever you like.
Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and...
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmon, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvement's pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust.
Men and women who want to stay involved in athletics. They need
Hodgson
officials. They
High
need
School.
you. Get back to the sport you love and make some money at the same time.
The second
DIAA
quarter, still no
office at
scoring. Glenn, we talked about
302
maybe a little bit of a feeling out process by both teams in that first quarter.
Yeah, it's like, a good mix of play calling for both offenses, but nobody really able to make that big play yet. Nothing really downfield long, just little passes out, little flat dump passes, slant in. And let's see what receiver Rodney can do now after that penalty.
Trammell wrapped up in the backfield.
Julian Tremble on the carry, brought down by Deshaun Fitzgerald.
Third and forever.
38.
So now you just want to kind of set up your punt.
Yeah, that's Fitzgerald, the sophomore linebacker. They're just keying on Trammell right now. They're not going to let him get outside and get any kind of space where he can show his speed.
So third and 24 for Cesar Rodney. They're at their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, sometimes what I like to call here is just drop back and go ahead and punt on third down.
Right. And it's going to be a handoff to Robinson. He's hitting the backfield. Nowhere to go. Probably a loss on the play.
Yeah.
It's going to bring up a fourth down. Kind of funny situation for the Riders.
So Cesar Rodney has recovered a fumble. They've intercepted a pass, but they have not been able to capitalize on those turnovers, Benny.
Yeah, they're a team that's lived off that. Maybe it's going to take the defense to score here today.
It might.
13 Ray Matt, back deep for the Silver Eagles.
Now, last time you said it was, we think, maybe partially deflected on the punt. We'll see what happens this time. He got good pressure last time by the Silver Eagles.
They've got a nice snap, and he's going to get this one off. It's going to be an end over end. It's going to be caught at about the 34-yard line.
Yep.
Doesn't take much. Take that little
Yep. I was waiting for the back judge to make that call. He didn't, but then the flag came from the side judge. So that's, again, a spot foul. The flag thrown at about the 37 of the Silver Eagles. So instead of having the ball up near midfield, they're going to be backed up near the 25. Nice crowd here today. Decent weather for this time of the year. We're going to have a lot of cloud cover for the rest of this ball game, but the winds are not that bad and rather mild.
We're outdoors.
Exactly.
Small press box here, so we moved outside to, I guess, to the outhouse, so to speak.
They're great. Well, they do have that here too.
So plenty of room out here on this deck. So nice little setup for us here at Hodgson deck.
All we need is a grill, Benny.
There's one on the inside of the concession stand. So here we go. First and 10 from their own 27-yard line. The Hodgson Silver Eagles. Their first drive of the second quarter. Henry in shotgun. It's going to be fakes the speed sweep. He's looking downfield. Has a man open over the middle. Suarez breaks it up. Nice play by number 14, Tyrone Suarez.
That ball was just a hair underthrown. A little bit more air on that, and then with Suarez making that move, that might have been 6. Yes.
Vaughn Wood had to step on him.
I like the call on first down, though.
So it's going to be a second and 10 from their own 27-yard line for the Hodgson Silver Eagles. 10:32 to play here in the half.
Boy, they're flooding the zone with receivers.
And that's going to be a handoff to Hale. Hit at the line of scrimmage, spins out, and finished off by Jackson Rawl.
Harry's Hale on the carry. Number 55, Deshaun Gray, in on the tackle for CR.
That's going to be a gain of, call it 1 on the play. 3rd and 9 for the Silver Eagles.
See some Smyrna people down here. Of course, if the Silver Eagles win this game, they will get Smyrna next week. If the Riders win, they will go to Middletown.
The 2 heavy hitters of Division I. Smyrna and Mont played in last year's state championship game. Smyrna, the 2-time defending state champions. Shotgun formation for Henry. Drops back. It's going to be a screen caught by Hale. And he's got the first down. And more. He's back out to midfield. 1st and 10 for Hodgson. After the season around the 49-yard line.
That's a 22-yard gain on the center screen. That is a really good play call by the offensive coordinator for the Silver Eagles. Probably the best play they've had in this first half.
Yeah, you're right.
Hale very dangerous when he gets the ball in his hands, and he had a swarm of blockers in front of him leading him downfield.
1st and 10, and we have a whistle.
And that's going to go against the offense.
Ball start against Hodgson. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the
Back
down.
and back 5.
This,
We have a 1st and 15.
Benny, this is starting to get the feel of the game that I saw last night with Sussex Central and William Penn. You just get the feeling that whoever scores first in this game is going to have a huge advantage. Sometimes when you get in the playoffs, the points become a premium.
Absolutely. Defense wins championships. It's a shotgun formation. Motion goes away. That's going to be speed sweep to number 23. Najee Lally, but he's going nowhere. Maybe a loss of a yard on the play.
That Jordan Allen running up there quick and making that stop. Good job by him. Of course, he already has an interception in this game for the Riders.
That's a 2nd and 16 for the Hodgson Silver Eagles.
If I'm not mistaken, Benny, I think I heard some cowbells off in the distance.
He's right. Yeah, I heard them. I went up and did one of them.
I don't.
A lot of quiet cowbells.
Yeah, I guess so.
2nd down for the Silver Eagles.
2nd down for the Silver Eagles. And we're going to have a whistle on the play.
Delay a game. Yeah, didn't get that.
Delay game for Silver Eagles.
Delay game against.
So now let's see what the Silver Eagles can do with like a 2nd down and 20. Riders were faced into that a couple of times already in this quarter. I don't know whether they dare dial up that center screen again this early in the game or not.
Yeah, maybe we'll save that till the game after just seeing it. 2nd and 21. Hale drops back, 3-step drop, finds a man open on the outside.
If not for Will Burke, that was going to be a touchdown. A couple of Rider missed tackles on that play. And also it looked like Suarez slipped when he was defending that pass play, and that's what left the wideout wide open, Raymond Mapp.
Hey, he went to tackle all around the ankles and slipped, and then Mapp stepped out of it. So it's going to be ball inside the 15 to the 14, 1st and 10. For the Silver Eagles, they're looking to start first here in this Division I first round tournament game.
Trying to take advantage of the biggest play of the game so far.
I formation, it's going to be a handoff to Hale, and he's going to take it inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line.
Harry's Hale on the carry.
That's
Jackson Rawl on the tackle.
part of the power game for the Silver Eagles. Good blocking up there by the center, Hughes, and Bolden.
They're going to call him down at the 9. Brings up a 2nd and 4. Call a gain of 6. Hale again off the right side. And Brown makes a tackle. Hale drags it down inside the ball.
Harry's Hale again on the carry.
That's how strong Hale is. Brown grabbed him, and then he still carried Brown for a couple of yards. Yeah. Well, the old phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You keep running until they can stop it.
Darius Hale again on the carry. Number 4, James Holmes, in on the tackle.
Yeah, the Riders defensively on the front are doing a good job fighting off the block, but making tackles from behind. They're not able to get a push right at the line of scrimmage, and it is 1st and goal.
First and goal for the Silver Eagles.
Suarez had made the first hit, but Mosley came in and stood him up, not allowing him to cross the goal line, but they are inside the 1.
Second and short for the Silver Eagles. Second and goal.
I can't see anything but running this power move right up the middle. I don't know why a delay either. It easily looked like he took the snap, CJ did, and just ducked and dove and was easily across the goal line. So 2 big plays in that drive for the Silver Eagles. There was, of course, I was watching him in warm-ups.
Good, and the score now is Rodney 0, Hodgson Silver Eagles 7.
Second quarter action for this first round of Division I.
And began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian.
And welcome back to Newark, Delaware. First Benny Mitchell with Glenn Frazier here. In a first round matchup between the Hodgson Silver Eagles and the Caesar Rodney Riders. And Hodgson has jumped out to a 7-year. I guess we shouldn't say jumped out. It was a slow.
It was. Big pass play to Matt though that set them up. Down in the red zone, and once they get inside the red zone, they're hard to stop, the Silver Eagles, making their 13th tournament appearance. Exactly. No strangers to the postseason. And the Riders, that's the first time they've been here since 2013.
Won it in 2008. That's going to be taken by Jamal at the 21. He's looking for some running around the right side. He's got some looking to go down the right sideline, and he's going to be out of bounds at about the
Julian Trammell on the return for Caesar Rodney.
Where they mark it, the 40.
Quick down by number 48, John Moss.
Very good field position for the Riders after the kickoff. So, do they have the answer? That's the key with 5:40 to go in the half.
First attempt for the Riders.
We talked about the last time Caesar Rodney won a state title. This was the Ron Harmon year.
It was.
For the New England Patriots.
Kid that's done really well for himself with his career. Got on the right team too, didn't he?
First and 10 for the Riders at their own 48-yard line. And it's going to be a handoff to Trammell. Looking to go off the right side. Nothing there. No gain on the play. Brings up a second and 10.
Julian Trammell on the carry.
It's going to be tough for the Riders to try to run the ball off tackle through those A gaps. But you got to keep the defense honest. So, every once in a while you got to try a few of those plays. They've been running mostly Robinson on those.
Hey, no catches over here. No catches over second and 10 for the Riders. At their 48-yard line. It's going to be a fake up the middle and a handoff to Trammell. He slips and falls right at the line of scrimmage. And if my normal broadcast partner Sean Brennan was here, he'd say, don't cut off
Julian Trammell on the carry. Just up by number 48, John.
Now we've got a Hodgson Silver Eagle down.
Timeout on the field.
Number 9, Jaleel Hayward.
Yep. The fine defensive lineman, and he looks to be in a lot of pain. That would be a big loss for the Silver Eagles.
We're going to take a timeout during this injury, and we'll be right back with more DIAA AA high school tournament. With the folks, we're going to stay right with it at least. Up and coming off the field.
Really, yeah, favoring the left leg. Now you hope the kid's all right. He is a senior. Yeah, he's putting a little bit of weight on it.
This will bring up 3rd and 10 for the Riders at their own 49-yard line.
So it looks like the replacement on the line coming in there for the Silver Eagles. Fitzgerald was the replacement coming in for Hayward. We've got ineligible downfield. I guess one of the linemen, Benny, just broke across the line of scrimmage, and you don't hardly ever see that.
Not on that compact. It wasn't an extended pass play.
No, exactly. That's when you see it.
Ineligible receiver penalty assessed against the Riders. Hodgson has declined the penalty. 4th down.
So 4th and 10 for the Riders. They trail 7-0 here in the second quarter. Back to Delgado. Back to receive number 13, Raymond Knapp.
We've already seen how dangerous he can be.
13, Ray Matt, back deep for the Silver Eagles.
Good snap. Looks off end over end. He's going to take it at the 15. Trying to run to the right. And that's a well on the right side. He's going to take it out of bounds.
That's Ray Matt on the return.
Looked like the punter, Delgado, was the one that got down there and made the stop. Good wall set up on special teams on the punt return for the Silver Eagles. Gets them very good field position. So after the punt, you only flip the field about 6 or 7 yards there, Benny.
4:30 to play here in the half. Go, boy! Just a friendly reminder, folks, DIAA official programs are on sale at Ticketoo. Only $3.
Now, if you're a Caesar Rodney fan, you know this final 4:30 of the half, you need to come up with stops here. You don't want to go in the locker room down 2 to this team.
High formation under center. Looks like Hodgson's going to be happy to stick with the power game.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect anything else from him. Now, when you can just go with a basic power eye and get 5 yards on first down, you're gold. You don't need to get too fancy. The other thing you got to watch in this game is the size of the Silver Eagles, how that might wear down a smaller Riders team in the second half.
2nd and 5 for the Silver Eagles, and so they hand off again to Hale. He's going to pick up about 3 again. He's going to bring up a third down over there.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and short.
Yeah, 3rd and short, but he's had 3rd on the mark.
Gary's Hale on the kick.
Yeah.
3rd and short for the Silver Eagles.
Good blocking that time on the left side. Most of the success in this short power game has been on the right side for the Silver Eagles.
Brings up a 3rd and 1 for the Silver Eagles.
Lining up a couple of wideouts just to spread the D.
There goes Brawl on a blitz, but he's going to get picked up. That's going to be a first down. Jackson, number 34, timed it just right.
First
He's just
down,
picked up.
Hodgson.
First down, Hodgson. 1st and 10 at Caesar Rodney on the 44.
Get it.
Nothing to do right now, guys.
Yep.
They're just eating up clock.
Yep, eating up the clock. Again, they want to make the Riders wary of those wideouts.
It's going to be a toss to Hale on the right side. He's going to pick up about 3 on the flag. It's kind of rumbled on the right side.
Toss sweep to the near side, running behind the pulling guard and those wideouts that were lined up out here. giving him some blocking downfield. And what they're doing is they want to make sure that that Riders put a helmet on a helmet. So they got to cover these wideouts, and that takes away the run blitz.
Second and 6. Hale again off the right side. He's got the first down flag. He's inside the 30.
Hale on the carry for Hodgson.
First and 10 for Hodgson, and you're seeing it. They're just starting to wear down that Caesar Rodney front.
Yep, strong kid, Darius Hale.
Caesar Rodney, first down.
Clear to see how he's rushed for nearly 1,000 yards.
Darius Hale on the carry.
Deshaun Gray that time, the first one to get to him. First time we've called his name tonight. But all of a sudden, Hodgson's going to a hurry-up offense, or they did last play, because they realized, hey, the way we're moving it, we can get in another score here.
Second down.
Second and 7 for the Silver Eagles.
Riders have it. Yep. And initially coming up with that ball was Jordan Allen again, but I don't know how he lost it. I thought he had a hold and it was on the turf.
And Brendan Holder already has.
Yeah.
A fumble recovery for a touchdown this year. He scooped one up and rumbled in down at Caitlin Lopin earlier in the year. So, 44 to go. Caesar Rodney gets another crack at it. And I think the biggest thing, Glenn, is they just dodged a huge bullet.
Right.
Hodgson was on their way to score.
On their way to a two-score advantage, and that was huge. With 1:44 to go in the half, you want to go in the locker room with some positives. And just to avoid that score is a positive, whether the Riders can do anything with the ball or not.
Rolls to the right, under some pressure, he's going to have to tuck and run. Incomplete. He actually stepped over the line and then stepped back. A la Nolan Henderson out there, he was pretty good at that little.
Yes, he was. I really thought Wagenhofer was just going to take that one and run and get some yards there. Dangerous pass coming back across his body. A kid that makes a lot of good decisions, maybe that time not so much.
Second and 10, which kind of now limits that playbook for Caesar Rodney after
And another Hodgson player has to come off the field with a slight injury.
ball at their own 30-yard line, second and 10 for the Riders. Minute 36 to play here in the half. Wagenhofer takes a snap out of shotgun. There's no one moved to DIAA. He's got the first down across the 45 to about the 48. Nice little slant.
Pass completed to Bailey DIAA for the first down. First down by number.
And that's just a good job by Wagenhofer to come right back, shake off that deflected pass, and make a nice pass on the slant pattern. Officials momentarily stopped the clock to get the chain gang set.
Wagenhofer drops back again, rolls to the right, looking downfield, eludes a tackler, and takes it and runs it out of bounds. Maybe a gain of one on the play.
Jared Wagenhofer on the carry for Caesar Rodney.
Still plenty of time, 1:16, and the Riders already up near midfield.
So gain of one on the play, second and 9 for the Riders. They're at their own 49-yard line.
But he and DIAA, they're just on the same page all night long and all season long, right? I think Hodgson wants to call a timeout. Yeah.
So folks, we'll take one with them. We'll be right back with more first half action here. Hodgson leads
Here are some
7-0.
scores from last night's state tournament games. AI DuPont.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today I'm at Northeast Seafood Kitchen in Ocean View, Delaware, and Chef Alex is going to cook up his apple crisp. It's going to be awesome. Come check it out.
What's that? That's right.
Northeast Seafood Kitchen in Ocean View, Delaware, open 7 days a week. Chef Alex has got you covered. See you soon.
Welcome back to Newark, Delaware. Folks, I'm Benny Mitchell with Glenn Frazier here on 302 Sports. Our score, Hodgson 7, Caesar Rodney 0.
I'm looking at Hayward down on the sidelines, Benny. He went out with that injury a little while ago, favoring that left leg. He has his spike off. I'm sure precautionary. They're probably going to wait, take him in the locker room at halftime, check him out. Maybe they can tape him up, get him back in the game.
Second and 9 for the Riders. Wagenhofer takes a snap out of shotgun. He's under pressure. And he's sacked by number 38. That's
Deshaun.
and the Riders are going to take a timeout. But we're going to stay with the action plan. As you said, that's down there on the trainer's table in front of us.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to stick around.
Fine defensive lineman, Jalik Hayward, the senior.
Doing their halftime performance.
And he just hoped for the Silver Eagles. It's nothing too serious.
Concession stand where there's a plethora of food and drink.
Preseason, I was talking to J.D. Moss. The reason I bring this up is the Rodney band's going to perform at halftime at an away game. And he said that's the one thing being a Cape and local player he misses is the whole Henlopen Conference atmosphere with every school has a marching band and just the Hodgson DIAA hasn't picked up here yet.
Right.
That's why he says he likes to play his Henlopen Conference games away from the atmosphere.
A lot of talk about maybe he'll be considered for the Cape Henlopen job. That'll be vacated by veteran coach Bill Colick after this season. I know Bill certainly didn't want to go out with the kind of season that they had with the record, but you know what? You're not going to meet a nicer human being than Bill Colick, who's put a ton of years and experience in to coaching young men. Yeah, Wagenhofer was hit hard, too, after he let go of that. But that whole play was set off by the high snap. Yep, little shovel pass. So Ciro's going to have to give the ball right back. So, Benny, that's 3 turnovers now in the first half, and Riders have not been able to capitalize on any of them.
Number 13, Ray Matt.
Ray Matt, number 13, back to receive. Low snap, hits the ground. He's going to get it off. It's going to be hand over hand, short. And it's going to take a Hodgson bounce and land at the 40. So it's going to be 55 seconds to go.
First attempt for the Silver Eagles.
They stretched the field, maybe a chance to score here.
Delgado was very close to going down on a knee when he went back to get that ball. It was very close, and that would have given Hodgson the ball almost back at the Rider 30. Exactly.
With protein.
I'm not so sure now the Silver Eagles don't get real conservative and just be satisfied to go into the locker room with a 7-0 advantage. That surprises me a little bit. I thought they'd just keep it on the ground, run the clock off, and head to the locker room. Don't want to risk another turnover.
Back in shotgun formation is Henry.
Screen.
Screen, and he's going to get it off, but he's going to be hit right away by, again, Holmes.
He cannot bring Hale down. Hale's a load.
Tackled by number 4, James Holmes. Timeout.
We're going to take one with him, folks. We'll be right back with the conclusion here of the first half.
On our many TVs, it's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com. Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com.
Silver Eagles facing a 3rd and 10. With 14 seconds to play in the half.
Riders are backed up in a prevent zone defense.
Out the side.
Stay in bounds, though. Yeah.
Pass completed to number 8, Dan Cutler.
Now Hodgson looks like they're going to go ahead and spend their final timeout.
That whistle, there it is. There's the call on timeout. So we're going to stay right here with the action. And he said last night that he had a lot of ball placement issues down there. Today we have just whistle issues.
Whistle issues. Yeah. Well, you know, these guys, they do their best. They always tell me they're short-handed. Matter of fact, I heard the PA announcer make an announcement earlier during our broadcast here that kind of promoting the IAA, looking for young men and women to come out and help with the officiating. It's a tough job. It's a thankless job, too.
I totally agree. I think the one thing is when you're one of the older guys and you want the young guys to come out and help, when they rise, you got to put them in those tournaments. Or
Yeah.
you lose those people. You got to get some of these young guys into these types of games when they earn that right.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. So what do you think? Time for one play here? They put some time back on the clock.
Back to 9 seconds. So 4th and 5. And we got a whistle. That was going to be a double reverse to the short side of the field.
Yeah. So that'll back them up to 4th down and 10. There's a lot of coaches in the stands here today. And even arguing with the staff up on top of the press box. And the staff's arguing back with them. That's what's interesting.
Yeah. That's going to be a 5-yard mark off, make it a 4th and 10. 9 seconds to play in the half. And I tell you, Glenn, Caesar Rodney, both these teams are lucky. Caesar Rodney's lucky to get out of here 7-0 if that happens. And Hodgson's lucky to get out of here 7-0 with 3 turnovers in the first half.
Exactly. It's rare to have that many turnovers and not give up any points.
Another whistle. We're going to have a timeout, Caesar Rodney.
Yeah.
As Coach Ken, we're not going to get this last.
It was a fast-paced first quarter, not so much in the second quarter.
We're going to stay right with the action. Later on tonight, folks, I'll be back down in Sussex County. Well, kind of. I'm not sure where the high school is.
Yeah, it could be. I think it might be in Kent.
Close enough. 20 minutes from home. I'll be covering the Woodbridge Milford. That's another rematch, just like I had on last night. And Howard, Woodbridge getting the first one 20-6. Excuse me, Milford getting the first one 20-6. That's a first-round Division II game. Winner of that we'll have to wait and make sure what Friends does. They kick off here in 2 minutes.
Right.
Against Howard Hill.
That should be a really good game tonight to complete the opening round down at Milford between the Blue Raiders and the Buccaneers.
Yeah, the Hamilton South heated up late.
Oh, man. Didn't it? We had some great games coming down the stretch.
Yeah, a lot of times when we do our broadcast, I'm sure the same with you on radio, is we tend to do a lot of Northern Division. And,
right.
Because those Southern Division games seem to heat up at the end.
Exactly.
So, 4th and 10. Henry drops back, and he's looking downfield. And throws long ball. That's going to be knocked down. No time left. So, folks, that's the end of the first half. Your score, the Hodgson Silver Eagles 7.
That's the first half with the score.
Caesar Rodney
0. Your Hodgson Silver Eagles 7.
Solo Concepts is the premier restaurant group in Southern Delaware. We have 8 restaurants from Lewis all the way down to Fenwick. We have a catering company, a food truck, a soda company, a film company, and a management and a consulting company. We believe in beautiful, simple food. We like to develop the people we work with, and at the same time we have a little bit of a higher mission, and we're trying to make the world a better place. And we have a group of people that every day wake up and they get after it, and they're all focused on one thing, and they're trying to make a great company, and we're trying to make the Culinary Coast a national focus for the United States as a food destination. I think we've done a really good job of that in the past few years. The daily grind of the restaurant can be very difficult. You're dealing with alcohol, food, and people. Those are three highly volatile things. So sometimes it's better to have a little bit of a higher calling, a little bit of a higher purpose, that as a group we're trying to get together, stick together and be about something. And for us, it kind of gets us through the hard seasons and the hard times that we can rely on each other. We have about 150 full-time year-round employees, and then every season we hire, I think this year we hired about 270 people. So we have 270 seasonal people spread out throughout the whole county. And for me, it's great. And some of these people started out as 15-year-old busboys working with us, and now they're lawyers and doctors and business executives throughout the world, and they still come back and they have a relationship with us. So it's been a really nice experience for us that we're so connected to the community and we can develop people on so many different levels. We want to support the people that we work with. We want all of our employees to have what they need to grow and be professional. And we may open 10 more restaurants. We may open 100 more restaurants. But all we know at the end of the day is we want to stick together, and we have a great group of people, and I'm really proud of them. I'm proud of everybody. This is a really trying year, and it's a testament to the team that Matt put together that we flourished after a tragedy. And the stronger and better we can make Southern Delaware, the better our restaurant group's going to be. Solo Concepts is the premier restaurant group in Southern Delaware. We have 8 restaurants.
From Plate Catering, the catering division of Sodell Concepts, where we're doing beautiful, simple foods for you. We can accommodate intimate affairs or larger parties anywhere from 1 to 800. We can go anywhere in a 50-mile radius of our location, be it on the beach, in your home, on a farm, at any venue, including the Indian River Life Saving Station, which you'll see later in our clip. You can choose from a pre-designed, chef-driven menu where we keep only the freshest and most local ingredients in mind, or we can customize a menu to your liking. Plate Catering. I hope you keep us in mind for your next event.
just put a mic piece a little further away from my mouth.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2.
Test one. Test one. Test level.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. So next year we'll have to buy audio equipment. Back on camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up one more time for the Caesar Rodney Marching Band. Great job, guys.
And welcome back, folks. Benny Mitchell here with Glenn Frazier. And Glenn, let's talk a little bit about the first half. And we, as they get ready to come back out, we kind of said, this is a game Caesar Rodney's hanging around, and with some adjustments, they might pop up and steal this thing if Hodgson doesn't quit fumbling the football.
With Hodgson's turnovers, they're letting Caesar Rodney stay in this football game. I think if you're Hodgson Votech, the key for you is you predominantly run the ball to the right side. Eventually, Caesar Rodney's going to catch on to that, so you got to mix it up a little bit more and run a few more plays to the opposite side of the field. But I think you're right. Protecting the football for the Silver Eagles is a key. And, of course, whether or not they remain healthy for the second half. For Caesar Rodney, I think maybe they got to mix it up a little bit more, and by that I mean on first down. Don't be predictable on first down running the ball, and maybe come out and throw a little bit more on the early downs when the Silver Eagles aren't expecting it, like they did when they started the game out in that first drive.
Well, we said, right at the close of the first half, both these teams are lucky that it's only 7-0 right now. Hodgson could have scored, a couple more times, but they fumbled. Caesar Rodney has 4 turnovers, and Hodgson has been able to keep them out of the end zone on those 4. They haven't taken advantage of them. So that could very easily be a couple scores either way that these teams haven't been able to capitalize on.
And, Benny, you talk about cutting out the mistakes, so we're not just talking about turnovers. We're talking about big penalties. Both teams suffered big penalties in drives in the first half that really killed those drives. I mean, Caesar Rodney had a 2nd and 20 and a 3rd and 20 and a 3rd and 15, and Silver Eagles had that a couple times themselves. And a high school football team, normally you don't come back from that. Give the Silver Eagles credit for the one scoring drive they had because they came up with a big pass play in their arsenal to map that got them down inside the 15. And when they're down deep in the red zone, they're tough for anybody to stop. They're so big up front, and with the running, that running back Hale, he's hard to bring down. If they get inside the 10, Caesar Rodney's going to have a hard time stopping them.
We don't have our stat guy here today, but I would say Hale's probably already carried 25 times in this game.
The predominant ball carrier. Plus, he had that big screen carry, too, that screen pass where he got about 15 yards, too. So he's a load. And like I said, will Caesar Rodney hold up for 4 quarters, being outmanned on that front line? So I think that's the key. Coming out of the locker room, they got to do something early in the half.
I watched the DMA Delmar game, and just the opposite. Delmar's speed wore down DMA's size in the second half because they ended up just chasing Denard all over the field. And, they were just late third quarter. DMA was just plumb tuckered out. And Delmar took advantage of it. So I don't think you're going to see that out of this Hodgson team because they're so very physical up front that they don't let you get to that edge. They set the edge and they shut you down. Where DMA wasn't able to do that last night. So it was a little bit of the size working against DMA last night. Today I think we're going to see, does that size benefit Hodgson here against Caesar Rodney?
I think it's going to be key for the Riders to do something early in the second half. They got to get things going in the third quarter and try to get back in the game. Hodgson will get the ball first. And they're going to want to just run the clock, time of possession, have long drives. But if Caesar Rodney can do something in the third quarter, don't wait till it's too late when you get worn down by that big front line by the Silver Eagles. So I think that's the key. I think it's going to be early in the third quarter.
So, folks, this is the Sodell Concepts halftime show with Benny Mitchell and Glenn Frazier. We'll be right back with some second half action.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, open 7 days a week. Chef Chris Parks is cooking up a beautiful shrimp carbonara. Come enjoy. Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Chef Chris Parks has you covered. Come check us out. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today I'm at Northeast Seafood Kitchen in Ocean View, Delaware, and Chef Alex is going to cook up his apple crisp. It's going to be awesome. Come check it out. Northeast Seafood Kitchen in Ocean View, Delaware, open 7 days a week. Chef Alex has got you covered. See you soon.
And welcome back to Hodgson Votech High School, folks, in Newark, Delaware. Benny Mitchell with Glenn Frazier. And Glenn, the Silver Eagles made it way back onto the field with a 7-0 lead. And I call this the upstate halftime. Sally's does it, Middletown does it, Apo does it. They come out single file, group up, and do their quick warm-up. Still waiting for the Riders to make it back to the field.
Yeah,
So,
you don't know whether it's just some last-minute adjustments
Right.
they want to make sure everybody has, or they want to stay in the locker room as long as they can stay warm.
That's right.
It's
There you
starting
go.
to turn a little cooler here.
It is starting to turn on us. Folks, I want to apologize for the first half audio problems. I think we have them fixed now. So all the people that were texting me that there was audio problems, you can text me now and tell me if everything's good. And there's the first one. My friend Charlie Wilson from Smyrna, another Smyrna guy.
There you go. Got some Smyrna fans. Some of the Smyrna players are down here.
I saw
scouting
some
out
of them,
because,
yeah.
because they'll get the Silver Eagles if they hold on and win this football game.
And that's going to be an interesting matchup between Smyrna and Hodgson. Hodgson's big, and you know, can they stop Will Knight? Can they close the gaps and stop a Will Knight?
Right. And of course, if Caesar Rodney wins, then the Smyrna Eagles will get the William Penn Colonials for the third straight year in the semifinals, and the Riders would go to Middletown. So it would be a whole lot of cowbells in Middletown.
Yeah, you better believe it.
Both sides of the field.
Well, my son, Trey, you went to Caesar Rodney. Is there that many cows in the Caesar Rodney School District that all those bells are here? He said they have a good FFA department, so.
Well, I went to Middletown High School back in the 70s, and let me tell you, we didn't do the cowbell thing back then.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't know when that started. But
are there even any cows in Middletown?
It's fine. Not in the town limits. I don't think you're allowed to have farm animals. But anyhow.
Well, I did a St. George's game this year, and what a growing area.
Yes.
I mean, I was coming the back way out. My God, it looks like they're putting another Route 1 in out there, another bypass.
Well, that 301 bypass coming through, and you've got right in the footprint of the Appoquinimink School District, you have St. George's Votech High School, you have MOT Charter High School.
Right.
Of course, the Appoquinimink School District has Middletown and Appo, and they're building a third.
I had plans to build a third one, yeah.
So you're going to have 5 high schools in that small footprint in the southern part of Newcastle County, just below the canal.
Well, it's the fastest growing area in Delaware right now, and I think as soon as they're done, Smyrna will grow. It already has grown. I mean, they were, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, they were a Division II school.
Right.
And now they're right under enrollment size with Caesar Rodney.
Huge high school.
Right.
They've done some renovations there over the past couple of years. Great facilities in there. Their gym, of course, the wrestling program has been strong for many, many years there.
And see, I think Smyrna did it right. They kept that second gym.
Yes.
Like Cape and Lopin, they tore theirs down. I just, I talk about child obesity, and you're tearing down gyms. Keep the gym space. You can use it for so many things.
Yeah. Practice facilities.
Right.
You can have. I know every year in basketball, and they might have already have had it in the preseason at Smyrna. They will host a little tournament down there, and they use both of those gyms so they can get a lot more games in. So I see your point there.
Well, Saturday, February 10th, I'll be back in that Smyrna gym as they have moved the state duels to Saturday now. They're going to hold the state wrestling dual meet tournament on a Saturday. It's going to be Saturday, February 10th
How about
at
that?
Smyrna. I'm kind of looking forward to that. Gets me home at a decent hour as opposed to getting done late at night.
Well, you got a lot of people that would have to take off almost a half a day
Right.
of work to watch those early matches.
Yeah, I
Parents
remember
and
one year
family.
when my son wrestled, they had to wrestle a first-round match.
Yeah.
And that was a 3:30 whistle. So
Yeah. I enjoy those so much. It's, down there watching four mats going on at the same time. Just
yeah.
fantastic.
Well, 302 Sports will be there for the DIAA State Dual Meet Tournament. Wrestling season right around the corner. Of course, the Groundhog saw his shadow, so we still got 2 more weeks of football, I think.
Was that the second most famous groundhog in
It must be,
Delaware
yeah,
or
it must be.
Pennsylvania? Or?
Yeah. But a neat little facility here is we overlook 896. A ton of traffic going by. Not too many stadiums that are right off a main highway like that.
Yep.
Of course, we're used to being down south where you're in the woods.
Exactly.
Right.
And we're actually sandwiched between two 896s, the original 896
Right.
behind us and the new 896 across behind the Caesar Rodney State.
Well, if
stands.
there's a game here next week on Saturday and Delaware gets a home game, you'll see me coming up here right around noon. So here we go. Start of the second half here. Caesar Rodney 0, Hodgson 7. DIAA Division I first round game of the state tournament. And it's going to be a high pooch kick. And going to be taken and swarmed on right away. And again, Glenn, we talked about the pooch kick. And I don't know that you want to give Hodgson the ball at midfield.
No, they're not going to have it all the way at the
Right.
midfield. And you know what always interests me, too, is when somebody receives a punt on special teams, why don't they just go straight ahead and try to get about 5 or 10 yards in a hurry?
Right.
No, they run east to west instead of north and south and end up losing yards after receiving the punt, as Hodgson did there. Yeah, the wind's picked up a little bit now, so
Yeah, luckily it's on the other side. It's blowing through that press box, so we're not getting all of it.
it's a little bit of a cross breeze, but I would say that the Silver Eagles have a slight wind advantage here in the third quarter.
1st and 10 for the Silver Eagles. And he goes to shotgun formation, fakes the handoff, looking downfield, and overthrows his receiver. But they were in tight coverage.
Like I said, playoff time, you pull out all the stops.
Right.
So going for the big home run ball right to start the third quarter out. Just aired that one out a little bit too much, and again, you could see he had the wind at his back, and that one kind of sailed on him a little bit. CJ really put his arm into that one.
2nd and 10 for the Silver Eagles.
Only a freshman, I think that time. 2 receivers in the same area. I don't know whether that was by accident or by plan.
In the shotgun, takes the snap. That's going to be a handoff to Hale. He's got some running room up the middle. He's going to pick up about 4, maybe 5 on the play. Call it 5. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. 3rd and manageable for this quarterback.
Well, they ran the ball off the left side that time. We talked about that at halftime, Benny, that the predominantly were running the ball right side, right side, right side. That time they start out going off to the left, trying to mix it up just a little bit more.
Actually, they gave him a gain of 6 on the play. We're going to call it a 3rd and long 4 at their own 39-yard line. Again, shotgun formation, slot to the right.
Yep.
And we're going to have all kinds of people moving there.
Riders are pointing to the Silver Eagles.
Well, the running back took off running, so. CR was obviously coming with a blitz. And now we got what do you got? Who do you got?
Yep. Well,
Encroachment with a running back moving. Interesting call. That's going to be a first down. So 1st and 10 for the Silver Eagles at their own 44-yard line. And they go trips to the right. Well, I guess that's a tight end, but they have flood the right side with a slot. Shotgun formation, and it's going to be a handoff to Hale going to the right. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. Jackson Raw. And they're going to say he's not down.
Wow. Raw spun him around. You thought he was down, and he got
Looked like
more
he was
yards
sitting.
out of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gain of 6 on the play. And the Caesar Rodney fans don't like the call.
6-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 4 for Hodgson.
Wow. Looked like a great defensive stop
That's
by
what I
Raw.
thought, yeah.
Unfortunately for him, Hale never touched the ground.
Slot to the left. Shotgun formation. Another handoff to Hale. He goes to the left side, and he's hit by Jordan Allen and Burke. But able to pick up about 2, maybe 3 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short for the Silver Eagles.
Jordan Allen's had a very good game for the Riders. So has Will Burke. We've been calling their names quite a few times in on stops, but they needed even a little bit more help to stop the forward progress of Darius Hale.
3rd and 2 for the Silver Eagles.
Now, Riders have to be disciplined here. Last time they got drawn off sides, giving the first down via the penalty.
Right. Slot to the left.
And almost did it again.
Right. And that's going to be Hale off the left side, still on his feet, and brought down by Suarez, Raw, and number 7, Trammell. First down for the Silver Eagles.
It's about a 26, 27-yard pickup. Again, just breaking tackles. This becomes a very important drive. We talked about the importance of a third quarter start for both teams. And you go up by 2 scores in this game, it's going to be hard.
And there's going to be a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
I would think this is going to be a legal motion.
It's going to be a discussion first.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of that today.
I'm used to that from last night.
So, Glenn, we have 302 people all over the state today. Hopefully we'll get some update scores from the Field Hockey State Championship.
Right.
Our producer, Nick Halliday, is at the game. Hopefully we'll get a Division I game should be over, or the first game should be over.
Yeah, the
soccer
D2 game.
tonight, soccer championships tonight.
Indian River involved in that.
Right.
At Smyrna.
And the 2 downstate, Caesar Rodney and Cape and Lopin, both defeated in the semifinals by Salesianum and Appoquinimink.
Now, Salesianum is ranked in the top 25 in the nation. That's a very strong program.
1st and 5 for the Hodgson Silver Eagles. Hand off to Hale up the middle. He's going to pick up about 3, maybe 4 on the play. And it's going to bring up a 2nd and short.
Yeah, probably less than a yard, Benny. And right now, just staying with this power game with Hale, it just wears the Riders down. And officials are going to call a timeout. They might bring the chain gang in, and they will.
Yep. So 8:41 here in the 3rd quarter, and we're going to get a measurement on this, which I could say it's a crucial first down call for the Riders because they, like you said at the half, they can't afford long drives and eat up clock and end with a score.
Looks like
it's going to be a first down for the Silver Eagles.
You were talking about the field hockey, Division II. That's an interesting match. Of course, Delmar won the entire single division tournament last year's championship. Then they split it up to D1, D2 this year. And Tower Hill, of course, the team that knocked Cape out last year.
Is in division. They're in Division 2. So Sussex or Cape and Lopin and Sussex Tech in Division 1. And that's going to be Hale hand out to Hale. We have another flag on the play as he breaks the tackle and goes down inside the 10-yard line.
William Burke on the tackle. There's a flag on the play.
It'll be a 16-yard pickup if it stands, but I don't think it's going to stand.
Henry slapped his hips as he walked off, so it's going to be illegal procedure on
Against
Hodgson. It's going to bring a 1st and 15 from a 1st and goal.
Now, Caesar Rodney is so outweighed and outmanned up front that they can ill afford to give another first down and let Hodgson get deep in the red zone again. That's where it's just so difficult to stop Hale in that big line when they can just power forward, just get 3-4 yards at a time.
So 1st and 15 at their own 28-yard line for the Silver Eagles. They lead 7-0. 8:12 to go here and counting in the 3rd quarter.
I think this is a big play right here to force 2nd and long.
And that's going to be a quick swing pass out to Map. And again, same thing we saw on that earlier penalty. Hale moved prior to the snap, stepped up, no call. And they're going to be close. They're going to get the first down, it looks like.
That time, Caesar Rodney, the Seahawks defense wasn't set up very well in the secondary. They were way off of Map. And when he came out of the slot, he had all kinds of room to make the catch and then the yardage after.
So they got the first down. So first and goal from the 9. Hale carrying the load. He's going to take it down about the 5, and another flag. So a first half that went with not a lot of penalties.
That might be a hold.
All right, and now we're having laundry all over the field here in this third quarter. And here's the call, holding on the Silver Eagles. So that's going to be a first and goal from the 19 now.
Might be a spot foul, Benny, from the 5. So let's see if they just mark it back to the 15-yard line instead. Right. But still, first and goal.
Yeah, he's going to mark it from the 5.
The 10.
Right. So the ball moves back to the 15. First and goal from the 15. But so far this quarter, they've had no trouble moving that ball.
No, what a time-consuming drive, too.
Yeah, almost approaching almost halfway point of the third quarter.
Right.
Slot to the right. Shotgun formation with 2 backs in the backfield. And it's going to be another quick swing pass. That's a hold.
Yep.
That's an easy one to call.
That is. Now you're really going to make it difficult. Now it's going to be first and goal from out near the 25-yard line.
Yeah, number 4, James Holmes, he read the play, and that's all Map could do to keep him from – probably a good play because if Holmes times it just right, he might end up with the ball.
Hey, good observation by you there. You may be right.
Block to the back penalty against Hodgson.
So after it would have been second and goal from inside the 5.
Right.
Now you backed up Silver Eagles. First and goal from the 25, probably. Let's see where they end up spotting this one. Now it's outside the 20 at the 21. But still, first and goal from the 21 doesn't sound too good.
So here we go. First and goal from the 21.
Now again, the secondary coverage is way off the line of scrimmage.
All right, they're giving them that quick swing pass, and they're going to run. But they have balls on the ground, and the Riders have it. So 5 turnovers today for Caesar Rodney. Jackson Raw with the recovery. That's his, I think, 3rd fumble recovery on the season.
Wow. 3rd fumble recovery for Caesar Rodney in the ball game, and it's about time they capitalize on one.
They got to capitalize on one of these, you know.
Eating healthy is essential for optimizing athletic performance. The IAA has partnered with the Delaware Division of Public Health to remind you.
So first and 10 for Caesar Rodney, but they have a long way to go, and they've really struggled. They got 80 yards to go here, and they've struggled.
Yeah, that was an 8-minute drive for the Hodgson Silver Eagles. Very impressive.
And it's going to be Wagenhofer up the middle, and just nothing there. Maybe a yard on the play. And no, call them at the 20, so second and 10. And that's second and 10. That's like a 3rd and 10 for them, really.
Pitch was a little bit high there. Now, Riders have had very little success with the sweep here this afternoon. They cannot get out on the edge on these Silver Eagles.
And it's going to be Jordan Allen. Nothing on the left side. Bounces it out. Finds some running. Oh, touchdown saving tackle by number 28, Demir Burton. He was getting ready to go off to the races.
Yeah, he just got tripped up by his ankles or he was gone. And what a great job initially to get past the point of contact. He was stopped at the line of scrimmage initially. Good yardage.
We do have one field hockey update. With under 20 minutes left to play in the first half, it's still scoreless. Sussex Tech and Cape Henlopen.
Okay.
That was 6 minutes ago. So 3rd and short for the Riders. Allen goes in motion, and Wagenhofer is going to push the pile on the quarterback sneak, and he's got the first down.
Jared Wagenhofer on the carry. First down, Caesar Rodney.
You got a pretty good weapon, Benny, when you have a quarterback and you've got short yardage situation and just have him keep it, and he goes ahead for like 3-4 yards at a pop.
And Delmar is your Division II state champions in girls field hockey.
Congratulations to the Wildcats. 2 straight state championships.
And it's going to be hand off to Allen and breaks a couple tackles. He's going to pick up about, let's call it, 5 on the play, Glenn. Bring up a 2nd and 5.
I'm impressed with Allen coming out here in this third quarter in this drive with his upper body strength shaking off would-be tacklers.
Our producer, Nick Alley, says 3-2, Delmar.
3-2, wow. That's a heck of a game. Between two teams, I think everybody thought a D2 would be in that final.
Mm-hmm. 2nd and 5 for the Riders. Robinson, the lone back in the backfield. Wagenhofer under center. Here comes Allen in motion. And it's going to be Allen again off the left side. So Cesar Rodney has found something that's working off the left side. First down, Riders.
Getting good blocking on that left side from Holder, Smith, and then, of course, the center as well, Gillick. And then it's just the power running of Jordan Allen. He just continues to break tackles every carry.
Cesar Rodney takes the ball out across to the 43-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Riders.
Good sign for the Silver Eagles as Jalik Hayward, who suffered some kind of ankle injury in the first half, is back out there. He's heavily taped.
And it's going to be Allen again off the left side, following the pulling guard and Holder. This time it doesn't get as much. He goes down at about the line of scrimmage, so it should bring up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the Riders are finding a lot of success starting out the second half, running on the left side, but just one too many times.
Right, and they're running to the short side of the field.
Right.
You can see him. He was right on Holder's tail, the pulling guard, and just you run out of real estate going to that short side of the field.
Silver Eagles did a good job of stretching that play out and had pursuit on the play.
2nd and 10 for the Riders. Double wing. Wagenhofer under center. Trammell comes in motion. It's going to be Trammell off the right side. He slips and falls. He's going to lose a yard on the play. Again, cutting off that inside foot.
And Trammell has struggled with that today. That's about the 3rd time that he has slipped and went down trying to make a cut.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 11. And, again, not the down Riders want to be in, but they've managed it today. They've had some good 3rd down plays.
Well, one thing they've done is they flipped the field position a little bit after this turnover because Silver Eagles were knocking on the door. It got down as close as the 5. So the Riders at least have got field position out past their 40.
Wagenhofer goes to the shotgun. You got trips to the left, and they're going to flood it with Allen off the left side. Wagenhofer rolls out and has a man underneath. And we're going to say incomplete.
Yeah, it kind of bounced in there. It skipped in, a little low.
So that brings in a 4th down. Wagenhofer had time to set his feet and just threw it a little low. It was going to be short of the 1st down anyway, so that's going to bring about 4th and 11.
Riders will be punting into the wind.
They're going to be punting into the wind, yeah.
Kind of surprised Cesar Rodney didn't throw too much in that early possession.
Right.
Maybe because they were into the wind, Benny.
And we still haven't seen Robinson in the passing game yet. They've thrown to him quite a bit this year on that waggle play. Good snap. Delgado's going to get it off. It's going to be, and that may have been touched. And that's going to take a Cesar Rodney bounce down to about the 31-yard line, where the Hodgson Silver Eagles take over. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 for the Silver Eagles.
So the Riders kept the ball for about 4 minutes on that drive after Hodgson had it for nearly 8.
High school sports and activities. The NFHS #MyReasonsWhy campaign highlights diverse stories.
So here comes Hodgson, their 2nd crack at it. And like you said, they used up about 7 minutes of clock on the first drive. Didn't score.
But they were stopped by yet another turnover.
And we talk about, the Riders having to take advantage of a turnover. They need to Hodgson needs to take advantage of these long drives. They cannot let Cesar Rodney hang around this game. It's just a recipe for disaster.
Just one big play away from a tie.
Right. And Henry takes a snap. He looks out to the right, finds Mapp, and Mapp's going to be hit after about looks like maybe an 8-yard gain. He's going to go out of bounds.
Cesar Rodney needs to make a defensive adjustment on that play. That's about the 3rd straight time they've gone to that here in the second half. They're way too far off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. 2nd and 2 for Hodgson. My goodness, those are 2 big bookend tackles, aren't they?
Yes.
That's going to be Hale off the left side, and he's got the 1st down. Ball's going to be out to about the 46-yard line, where it's going to be 1st and 10, Hodgson.
Rogers tripped him up, makes the stop for Caesar Rodney.
Henry in the shotgun, slot to the short side of the field. That's going to be number 4, Sequarius Wiggins. Maybe a yard on the play, and maybe he's moving as the ball snapping, but it certainly looks like Hale is getting a head start.
Close. It's very close.
It's very close. Maybe that ball could be moving.
I'm sure Caesar Rodney's glad to see somebody else handle the rock other than number 30. Almost to the end of this third quarter already. What a quick third period. Dominated by the Silver Eagles on time of possession. Now the Riders move too soon. That'll make it 2nd down and about 4.
Oh,
wow. Are you kidding me? Oh, I can't believe that one.
Well, I have to tell you, some of these I've looked, I thought they've been wrong on all of them so far anyways, and I thought they maybe again.
I better stop guessing at these.
Right.
So how about 2nd down and 14?
Hale drops back, looks out to the right. He's got a man open, and that's going to be a 1st down. That's number 8, Daniel Douglas.
Well, that time they faked that pass in the flat to Map that they've thrown 3 times already in the half, and a good slant pattern between quarterback Henry and Douglas. Connection was just enough for the 1st down. The Riders secondary usually very, very solid and tight, but they're given a lot of space.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. And that's going to be Hale. He's going to be hit in the backfield by Brown, and no gain on the play. This brings up a 2nd and 10 at the Caesar Rodney 41.
You haven't said that too many times today.
No, not
Hale
at all.
carrying the ball for no gain.
Wow. I can't wait to see the stats at the end of the game. He's got to have carried the ball well over 30, if not 40 times already.
And he came into the game with 981 yards on the season.
Right.
I would assume that he's probably close to 1,100.
Second and 10 for Hodgson. Hale drops back, pump fake, and flushes out. Really didn't have any pressure. He's going to roll to the right side, and he's going to run out of bounds.
That time, go ahead.
It was like maybe the 40, maybe 39-yard line. Go ahead, Glenn.
He really had nobody to throw to.
No.
Riders that time, the secondary had good coverage downfield. Trammell was guarding Map down the near sideline on the post pattern. And Douglas was blanketed on the far side of the field. Good secondary coverage that time. Nowhere to throw it.
Gain of 2 on the play. He flushed out of the pocket, but he wasn't under any pressure, and it didn't look like he was going to tuck and run either. He just kind of
took his time.
Right.
Hoping that one of those receivers would get space.
Trips to the left side. Hale takes a snap out of the shotgun, throws out on the out to Douglas. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 8. Again, he had plenty of room. Yeah, you're right, 4th down. He had plenty of room if he catches that ball. The Riders are playing so soft.
Yeah.
It's not like they've been burnt in this game or anything. I mean, they've only really thrown 4 or 5 passes vertically down the field.
Well, it looks like Hodgson's going to go ahead and punt here and try to pin the Riders deep.
Smart thing to do because the Riders, they can move the ball between the 20 and the 40, and that's about it so far today.
I'm not mistaken. Is this the first punt of the game for Hodgson?
Hodgson's first punt, yeah.
Trammell's had some good kickoff returns. Let's see if he can have a punt return.
And we have a flag on the play. It's going to be a delay.
Delay
a game against the Silver Eagles.
Probably doesn't hurt.
Nah. This kicker looks like Janikowski from Florida State, doesn't he?
Yes. I was going to say that.
If he had half a foot, Dempsey, but he's got his whole foot here. He strikingly resembles Janikowski out there. So Hodgson on the punt and gets a nice spiral. And it's going to down at the 6.
Yep.
So
he tried to get up and get going with it, but this is not the NFL.
No, and those rugby style kicks don't usually spiral.
No,
and his did.
Oh, well, they wanted to go ahead and punt and try to pin the riders deep, and they have succeeded.
They did that successfully.
Darn if they didn't. 5-yard line.
So Caesar Rodney, 1st and 10 from their own 5. They can ill afford any penalties on this drive like they have in the past few. Constantly backing themselves into some 2nd and 15s and 3rd and 15s. Wagenhofer under center. DIAA shifts to the left side, and it's going to be a handoff to Jordan Allen, and he's going to push his way to maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 yards.
Yeah, it looked like he got maybe to the
maybe
7.
a yard. I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
And now they mark it back at the 6. And that's how the quarter's going to end. So, folks, at the end of 3 quarters, the Hodgson Silver Eagles lead 7-0. Folks, we'll be right back with the 4th quarter action of this DIAA tournament, state tournament game.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts.
And I'm Ronnie Burkle from Papa Grande's.
Come visit us at Papa Grande's in beautiful Fenwick Island, Delaware. See you soon.
At Papa Grande's, we serve fresh, authentic Mexican food with specialties like blackened fish tacos and short rib cheesesteak burritos. We have great nightly specials throughout the 2nd season and serve the best happy hour at the coolest bar every day year-round. We are open 7 days a week, all year long.
Papa Grande's, overlooking the water in beautiful Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts.
And I'm Ronnie Burkle from Papa Grande's.
Come visit us at Papa Grande's in beautiful Fenwick Island, Delaware. See you soon.
Welcome back to Hodgson Votech in Newark, Delaware. 4th quarter action, Glenn, and 2nd and 10 from the 5. And it's going to be a handoff to Trammell. He's hit in the backfield, down at about the 2-yard line.
Woo!
They ran right into the blitz, the run blitz of the Hodgson Silver Eagles.
The nose guard, Amir Mitchell Marvel, in the backfield, almost untouched. It got Trammell right after he grabbed the ball from the quarterback. So now 3rd and 13 from the shadow of your own goal line.
So the ball is on the 2, if I can see that where that referee's standing, maybe even inside the 2. Wagenhofer under center, and it's going to be a handoff to Robinson. He's got some running room off the right side. He's out across the 10.
Well, if anything, he got the punter a little bit of breathing room.
Yes, he did. And we have whistles on the play, but clock's still running. So here comes the punt team.
Oh yeah, you can't go. You can't go for it down there.
Well, we had a lot of walking around with the officials just.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite figure out what was going on. I don't know if I missed a flag or what, but no flag. So the Delgado will be punting from his goal line as opposed to the back of his end zone now.
Delgado really needs to get his foot into this one.
And they need
Now
one more
they're
player, he
short a
says.
player.
And on comes Jackson Raw. So good job of Delgado counting those guys.
Exactly.
He's had one blocked already, maybe even 2. That one's blocked. But he's going to get a favorable roll out to about across the 50, down to the 47. So that's where they're going to take over. 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line, looks like.
That punt just cleared a couple of helmets at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, yeah. It may have got touched in the backfield. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looked like it just came funny off the side of his foot, the way it was spinning end over end. But a favorable bounce for Cesar Rodney and Delgado. But we're at a point now in this game, Benny, where if the Silver Eagles can grind out another one of those long possessions, the Riders are going to be in trouble. They're not going to have much time to get into this game.
Little Delaware College football update, Glenn. Florida State 77, Del State 6.
I missed the score on that one, didn't I?
Right. And that's Hale off the right side. He's going to pick up about 2. And I think it looks like Hodgson's going to go to that ground and pound, just like you said.
Yeah. And I'll give you another update. Division III playoffs opening round. Wesley at home in Dover leads RPI 38-27 in the fourth quarter.
Coming back.
Yeah.
Little comeback.
The winning 50-50 raffle ticket number is...
Yeah, I don't think too many people had Del State in that game.
Nah. Even on a bad Florida State year, right? 2nd and 8 for the Hodgson Silver Eagles. And it's going to be a Hale again off the right side. And he's going to get it out to about the Cesar Rodney 46. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 7. And I think we're going to see a whole lot more Hale.
Yeah, just a little belly read there. Hold on to the ball to the last second, see how the blocking develops. And to tell you the truth, we might be in 2-down territory here for Hodgson.
Sure.
And these long drives with that big offensive line really starting to wear down the Riders' front.
It's called as a 3rd and 4. And it's going to be a Hale again, but he's hit at the line of scrimmage by Brown. And tackle finished off by number 4, James Holmes. So he gains a yard on the play.
Silver Eagles looking at the sideline. What do you want to do here, Coach? 4th and 2.
They're discussing it. They're going to go for it.
Now, earlier in the last possession, when it stalled with penalties, they went ahead and punted and pinned the Riders deep at the 5-yard line. I think now they're going to call timeout and talk about it.
So timeout, Hodgson, folks. We're going to take one with them. We'll be right back with 8:49 left to play here in the game. Hodgson Silver Eagles 7, Cesar Rodney Riders 0.
Smokeless tobacco is not without risk. At least 28 cancer-causing
Welcome back to Newark, Delaware, on the campus of Hodgson Votech, and the Silver Eagles are going to go for it on a 4th and 3. And it's going to be Hale right side, and he's got it. 1st down, Hodgson.
Well, now we got a little extracurricular activity after the play is dead. Good blocking on that right side, as they have been all night long, or all day long, for the Silver Eagles. Well, let's check this, see if it's offsetting.
Dead ball. Only against them. That's 15 yards. It'll be a 1st and 25.
Yeah. Not sure what happened at the end of that play, but you're the offense. You just had a good play. You got a 1st down with just 8+ to go in the game. I think that's kind of a silly penalty to commit.
15-yard penalty against the
You can see frustration on the team that's behind, not the team that's winning.
That might just be a little bit of the old extra 1st down. Something was said. So.
Well, that might be a big penalty in this game. Let's see.
I was going to make it a 1st and 10, just a 15-yard mark off.
Right.
So hand off to Hale right side. He's going to pick up about 2 or 3. There's going to be a flag on the play. It's either in the face mask or hold area.
Carries Hale on the carry. There's a flag on the play.
Holding.
Holding against the Silver Eagles. 10-yard penalty from the spot.
You know, we were talking after the broadcast of the Delmar Woodbridge game, and our cameraman Trey Mitchell said one of the interesting takeaways he had was There wasn't any holding penalties in that game.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I mean, how many high school games do you not see that? And I mean, I credit to the discipline of the players, you know.
Right. Now in this game,
whereas here we've seen 3 or 4 here in this quarter.
I mean, when you look at Hodgson, I mean, winning 7-0, but 4 turnovers.
Right.
Too many penalties.
Right.
And they're making so many mistakes, yet they're still leading.
It's going to be called a 1st and 19. And fakes the speech. Almost drops that ball. He's under pressure. And loses a tackler. And going to be brought down by number 70. Lennox O'Keefe. He not only avoided a couple tackles, he avoided a referee, too.
He did. Well, we had a referee catch a pass last night.
Did he return it?
No, stepped out of bounds.
Right. 3rd and 14 for the Hodgson Silver Eagles at their own 40. Or excuse me, 2nd and 14.
Yeah. With the clock winded down, big play for the
we're
Rider
under
defense.
approaching 7 minutes. And this time he fakes the speed sweep, rolls out. And he's going to throw out of bounds.
Good pressure that time by the linebacker, Holmes.
Yeah, he had him in the backfield and just couldn't bring him to the ground.
Disrupted the play. So that was a big down. This is a big down as well.
3rd and 14, yeah. Well, and you've said it in the 3rd quarter, the Riders secondary has pretty good pass coverage here in the second half. They're not getting that push out of that front 8 today.
I think you take a look at time of possession in this second half, and Cesar Rodney's had the ball for about 5 minutes total.
Right. They've had 1 possession this half. So here we go, 3rd and 14 for Hodgson. And Henry drops back. He's looking downfield and has a man open. Intercepted. Incomplete. So 4th and 14. It looked like a moment there Jordan Allen had it as they went to the ground, but unable to hold on. But that's going to bring up a 4th and 14.
Probably just as well you let that go.
Right.
Because you might actually get better field position
on the
after
punt.
a punt.
Right.
And if you're the Hodgson Silver Eagles, why not go ahead and just throw it down there? It would have been just as good as a punt.
Again, good coverage by the Riders. Allen was in his hip pocket and, obviously heard the word ball, and he turned around, and there it was.
Good thing he did turn around.
Back on the punt is big number 60, Lopez. And this punt not as deep. It's going to be a floater, and it's going to bounce.
Ooh, that almost hit
number 4, Holmes.
Yeah. That's when you got to be yelling, ball, get out of the way.
Poison ball, something.
All right, not a whole lot of time now, Benny. This might be the Riders' best chance right here. They got to put something together on this drive.
6:57 to go. 4th quarter, they trail 7-0. We have seen a couple plays where they were just a block away from breaking it.
Yeah.
And mostly Allen here in the second half.
Yeah,
not seen much of Trammell. So they're going to go to just Robinson in the backfield. Twins to the right side. Jordan Allen goes in motion. And he's going to roll out. Wagenhofer's going to roll out. And he's got a man open. In and out of the hands of number 29, Forrest Booker. So incomplete, 2nd and 10. I like the call on 1st down there. He had the man open.
Good call, and as Wagenhofer normally does, he scrambles out of the pocket. He's on the move a lot. He's not just a typical 3-step drop, stand there in the pocket, and throw it.
2nd and 10 for the Riders at their own 35-yard line. And I think you're right, Glenn. If they don't score here, they may not see the ball again.
They might not. Great job of ball control by the Silver Eagles in their second half.
Allen goes in motion. And it's going to be Allen coming back to the left, and he's going to be hit in the backfield by number 38, Tayshawn Fitzgerald. And that's not his first time back there today.
No. He's making a living in that backfield. And that's going to make it real difficult.
Loss of
3rd
5.
down, almost 15.
So that kind of reduces your playbook here a little bit and advantage Silver Eagles.
It's a big play right here in the game. Like you should, and it's a hush has come over this crowd. I haven't heard it this quiet since we were setting up before the game started.
Right. 3rd and 15 for the Riders, and Wagenhofer's going to go under center. And we have a whistle, and we're going to have a delay of game.
Delay a game against the Riders. 5-yard penalty, or repeat the down.
So 5-yard penalty, move back. 3rd and 20.
Yeah, Cesar Rodney going in the wrong direction.
Right.
Only $3. Get a colorful souvenir of this year's tournament.
Keep waiting for them to make some kind of big play in this
Right.
game, and they just haven't been able to do it. Credit the Silver Eagle defense.
Wagenhofer under center. DIAA goes in motion to the right. And then back with Allen. And it's going to be the counter crisscross type play with Trammell just not there. Again, 38 Fitzgerald.
Yep, again. He might end up being the defensive player this
right.
game.
Well, Tony Guvas only has one pizza.
Maybe a salad.
Yeah, there you go. Our Louis Pizza sponsor.
Well, that's really big because with the clock running down at about 5.5 minutes to go, you're right. If they see the ball again, the Riders, they might not have too much time.
Yeah, they're not going to have a whole lot of time with us. So 5:30 and counting here as Delgado comes on to punt. That's a hold they're going to get away with, the Riders are. And he's going to get a good CR bounce. That was a huge hold in the backfield.
And you know the coaching staff of the Silver Eagles down there saw that.
Right. So 5:19 to play. And I don't know that Hodgson's had too many drives under 5:19.
Really? No, they've done a great job of ball control here in the second half. And like I said, that's why that was huge, that last possession for the Riders. If I think we look at stats and offensive yardage in the second half, CR probably doesn't even have 40.
No. Yeah, you're probably right. It might be backwards, especially with the penalties. So here we go. Silver Eagles 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. They lead 7-0, 5:19 to go. And I imagine they're going to take the air out of the ball and just try to run this clock down. Cesar Rodney still has 3 timeouts left.
I'd go with the strength, and it's double tight ends.
And it's Hale again.
Wow.
And he's going to push ahead. He's going to pick up about 9 on the play.
Yeah. This is the point in the game where we said that bigger-sized team starts to wear down a smaller-sized team.
I'm just hoping when I get to Milford tonight, I don't say, and it's Hale on the carry. It's Hale on the carry. I feel like that's kind of all I've said today.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see
Bowman.
Yeah. 2nd and 1. And Hale again, he's got the first down, lunges ahead to about the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for Hodgson.
Going to get to the point for the Riders defense where they're probably going to have to start ball tackling.
Right.
Try to rip it out of there. When you do that, though, sometimes you run the risk of letting that ball carrier get loose
get
for
a little
big
further,
game.
Yeah. And Hale looks like he has some big bail paws down there. It's going to be hard to get it out.
I'll bet you if he's not over, he's got to be getting close to 200 yards in this game.
Right. 1st and 10 at the 49 for Hodgson. Again, double tight end, I formation. Hale off the left side.
Oh.
And he's going to break it across inside the 30. And down inside to the close to the 10-yard line. And that's just what you talked about, that big play.
Suarez was locked horns with him for about 15 yards before he could finally bring him down.
Kid's a bull.
He's a bull, and he's on his way to a pizza.
Yes, he is. Or at least a pizza award.
Right. He might enjoy the pizza.
That's right. He's got to come to Rehoboth Beach to get it. 11 Rehoboth Avenue. I formation. Hale again up the middle. Hit spins. Maybe a yard on the play.
Darius Hale on the carry.
2nd, and I'm going to give him 2.
Holmes on the run blitz. He got in there first in the backfield and leveled the first hit on him, but he was a little upset that he didn't wrap up or knock that ball loose.
Right. Gain of 2 on the play. 2nd and 8.
Hodgson trying to put this thing away now.
I'm not sure if the way they run their offense, if they'll run out of time first or score with 3:37 to go. They can eat up clock on the drive. And it's going to be a toss to Hale to the right side. He's hit by Suarez. And number 55, Teshawn Gray. Loss on the play. He's going to take it back to about the 11-yard line.
Yeah, toss sweep that time, and you can see Hale's much more effective running north and south than he is east to west. And that allows the rider speed to get into the backfield, get him before he gets ahead of steam going.
Yeah, I don't know why you need that play right there. I mean, even if you don't score, they're not going to move it 90 yards.
It's a wonder these coaches here in the stands aren't yelling up to the press.
I know. They haven't turned around in a while. I guess they'll be happy with the W. And
yes.
3rd and 10.
Well, not over yet, but we'll see.
At the 11-yard line. And it's going to be rolling out as Henry. He's got pressure from behind. Overthrown. Looking for number Hayward on the just a little high. So it's going to bring up a 4th and 10 from the 11. 2:33 to play in the game.
Yeah, C.J. Henry had to hear those footsteps coming from behind him. The pressure.
Suarez was coming down on him.
Bearing down on him. And I think he waited just a little bit too long to release that ball because the wideout just ran out of real estate back there. If he made the catch, he would be beyond the back line.
Yeah, the ball ended up there in the it looked like in the discus circle.
Yeah.
Or maybe that might be a pit.
I'm sure we're in 2-down territory.
Well, it's 4th down, 4th and 10. And trips to the left. And
you're right, they didn't change the scoreboard.
Timeout Hodgson. We're going to take one with them, folks. With 2:33 to go here in the game, Hodgson leads 7-0. Welcome back to Hodgson Votech in Newark, Delaware. Benny Mitchell with Glenn Frazier. Trey Mitchell on the camera. Starting to get a little cold here. Glenn, so here we go. 4th and 10 for the Silver Eagles. Henry drops back. He lost one up. Got it. Touchdown to Douglas. That's ball game. Allen just never got turned around on that.
Yeah, he did. A little timing pattern. That time, both on the same page. Nice throw, and yeah, Suarez got turned around. By the time he wanted offensive pass interference, but he's not going to get it.
No. On the kick is Lopez.
So the only hope the Riders have now is to get great field position, get a quick score, and then an onside kick. They're short a player on special teams.
And that's blocked. But he kicks it so hard it went through.
And they did it with only 10 people on the field.
So, folks, with a 14-0 score for Hodgson, we're going to take a commercial timeout. And we'll be right back.
Welcome to Hooters. Have a seat wherever you like.
Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu.
Well, folks, we're right back. Sorry about that. We're right back. There was a penalty on the play, an illegal procedure by the Silver Eagles. As my partner here, Glenn Fitzgerald, Frazier said, it was a player running on late.
Yeah. I saw the left tackle frantically waving to get that other player on the field, and as he was running on, they snapped the ball.
So we'll retry the kick from 5 yards back. This one is blocked. So just got to fix the scoreboard here because I already put it up. So we will take a commercial timeout and come back with this final 2:29. I'm going commercial. I'm like,
Concepts. Soto Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us.
And we're back to Hodgson Votech in Newark, Delaware. The Silver Eagles kicking off. They lead 13-0. And the Riders need a miracle, Glenn.
Kickoff return for a touchdown would help.
And it's going to be taken by Suarez at about the 19. And he tripped up. Number 6, Nassam Billups. I wonder if that's a relative to the Billups that plays for the University of Delaware.
Possible. As soon as I saw the ball in the hands of Suarez, I thought quickly to that 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown he had against Smyrna this season. But good special teams play by the Silver Eagles. Not let him get his momentum going. Well, you need a quick strike and an onside kick.
2:25 to play.
Have.
And it looks like Hodgson's going to go to like a modified prevent. Not totally yet. And Wagenhofer does have an arm. And it's going to be the counter with Trammell. And he's going to pick up about so downward goes about 5 on the play as the Riders go to a hurry-up offense. If you're going to run the ball, you got to hurry up.
Trammell's had a tough go here today. They've really keyed on him and shut him down.
And he's under pressure, turned back around, and he's going to run it. And he's got some running room and gets out of bounds. That was a dangerous little dipsy-do there in the backfield by Wagenhofer.
He stretches out so many plays with his footwork and his upper body strength. Now he just won't go down.
Yeah.
He will not go down. And out across the 40.
1st and 10 for the Riders. They trail by 2 scores. They're under 2 minutes to go, so they got to get something cooking. They got to get it cooking fast. Wagenhofer takes a snap, quick step back, steps up into the pocket, and fakes a pass, and he's going to run it down. He's got another first down, it looks like. Now they're going to say stepped out of bounds at the 50. And a flag downfield. That's probably going to be a pass interference or a hold.
Yeah, I saw that come down before Wagenhofer took off and started to run. They'll have to sort this one out. Did a great job, a little tightrope walking down the far sideline. The top of your screen.
And it's going to be a defensive hold in the secondary. So that's going to be a first down for the Riders. But they're running out of time, Glenn.
Yeah. Running out of time, plus they're down by 2 scores.
Right. I tell you have to give a lot of credit to Dan Candeloro in the season they had this year, coming from 1-9 to being in this game up until, the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, you feel good for these seniors to get a taste of the playoffs after going through 3 really difficult seasons.
1st and 10 for the Riders at the Hodgson 40. Wagenhofer takes a snap, steps up, throws downfield, looking for Trammell, and it's going to be incomplete. And a little bit of double covers there.
Bobby Arnold back there actually had the best shot at that one, so Trammell almost turned into a defender to try to make sure that wasn't an interception. That's one of the few times in the game, maybe the only time that Wagenhofer's been able to sit in the pocket and let one go.
He's been under pressure all day.
Scrambling, yeah.
2nd and 10 for the Riders. Wagenhofer in the shotgun. Allen comes in motion to the near side. Wagenhofer's going to roll left, and he's under tons of pressure, and that's a sack.
How about 4 defenders in the backfield?
And the Riders call timeout, but we're going to stay right here because talk a little bit about that's the first timeout taken by Cesar Rodney. We mentioned it a minute ago, what Dan Candeloro has done here, and I'm not so sure coming into this season his job wasn't on the line.
I think that's on the minds of many people. Right. I know it was. I was thinking about it. He's such a great guy. He's got a good staff, and I'm so happy to see that he ends up having the season they have, and he's also named the Hillman Conference Coach of the Year.
And
there was good competition from that because Kevin Smith turned Polytech around this year. You had the coach Henry at Seaford,
Dwayne Henry,
to turn them around, and hey, you got to put David Hearn in the mix there too.
Yeah, could bring his team back.
Yes,
I think everybody's just so used to Hearn winning they forgot about the past 3 years. But,
so were there a lot of worthy candidates for that award? Nice to see him get that. again, for these seniors to get a taste of the playoffs at least once
and
in their high school career.
How about Frank Moffitt? We talk about Candelaria. Frank Moffitt moves from Division II, where they were 5-5 last year. They come up to Division I. They go 8-2. Like we said, week 1, we didn't think they looked that good. But this is a different team we saw play in September.
Yeah, and here they are on the doorstep of the semifinals.
Semifinals, yes. Minute 35 to go. 3rd and 7 for the Riders. And it's going to be the counter with Trammell, and he's got some running room. He's going to get back out to the where they started. It's going to be a 4th and 10, and Trammell getting up a little slow. He's taking some hits today.
He was pounded on that run.
4th and 11.
Well, this could be it.
And Wagenhofer drops back, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to run, but he's going to be stopped short of the first down. Hodgson takes over with a 14-0 lead. And only a minute 8 to play.
Yeah, they can literally run the clock out. So it looks like the Silver Eagles will be headed to play the Smyrna Eagles.
There you go.
It'll be the Eagles and the Eagles next week at a date or at a time to be determined. I would think they're probably going to get the Saturday night game.
I would think so. I would think Middletown play Friday. They'll play Saturday.
Yep. And then that means the Cavaliers will now get the Colonials.
So what have you heard on Will Knight? Didn't finish the Polytech game.
He got hurt early in the game, suffered some kind of slight ankle injury.
Okay.
I'm hearing that it wasn't too severe, so they just pulled him out of the game.
And they get the bye week.
Right. So we'll see how he is.
So it looks like Henry's going to take a knee and run this clock out, and we'll stick with it until the end. Excellent Division I football game so far. 2 good games. You had a 12-7 last day. We have a 13-0 here today, and like we said, defense wins championships.
Yes. Yeah, you thought you might see a little bit scoring in this one today, but not so much. Good defensive battles in D1. D2 is the one that's putting up the points on the board.
Talking about defense, I did the Laurel Homecoming where they brought back the 87 championship team, a team that I coached on at the time, and we were talking about it. A lot of people forgot that Laurel won a state title that year, and the total score of the tournament was 7-2.
That's right. Yeah.
Or 13-2. They only scored. His final score of that game was 7-2, and they scored 6 in the first game.
Yeah, not too many points in that game, but how about the Laurel and Lake game earlier this year?
Right.
Over 100 points scored in that one.
Right. That's going to be a wrap, folks. Your final score. The final score, Hodgson Silver Eagles 14, the Caesar Rodney Riders 0. Hodgson will travel just slightly down the road. Glenn, you made that drive today to Smyrna. So, folks, we're going to take a commercial timeout. We'll be right back with the Soda Concepts post-game show.
Camera of Sodell Concepts. We have 8 locations, a catering company and a food truck right here on the Culinary Coast in southern Delaware, and we'd love to see you at one of our locations. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue in downtown Rehoboth, serving homemade pasta. Papa Grande's in downtown Rehoboth. Our treetop deck has the best happy hour around. And Matt's Fish Camp, located on Route 1 in North Bethany Beach, your classic seafood shack. At Sodell, we believe in beautiful, simple food and making the world a better place. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer of Sodell Concepts. We have 8 locations.
And welcome back, folks, to Newark, Delaware. Hodgson Votech. And as the two teams shake hands at the end of the game, and like you said, Glenn, a lot of Smyrna Eagles hanging around here. And let's quickly talk about our score here, 13-0. Talk about how the Hodgson Silver Eagles got to that 13-0.
Well, they did almost all of it with the power run game and a superior-sized offensive line. And, of course, that's the sophomore running back, Darius Hale. We don't have any stats on him in the game, but he was obviously well over 100 yards. He might have been even closer to 200 yards.
Heck, he may have carried the ball more than anybody else getting yardage.
Yeah, just constantly breaking tackles with superior strength. And then it took some – well, I tell you what, here's a play that defines the game for him. Suarez from Caesar Rodney here late in the fourth quarter set up that final touchdown drive by the Silver Eagles. Those two were intertwined for about 15, 20 yards down the field. Suarez just couldn't bring him down and finally jumped on top of him and brought him down. But he was obviously the key in the game, but it was the big pass play that actually set up a score and then was a score for the Silver Eagles. So they set up the first touchdown, a 1-yard keeper by C.J. Henry, by a big pass play to Mapp that got them down deep in the red zone where they're so dangerous. And then here in the fourth quarter, it was 4th down and 10 from the 11 when C.J. Henry on a great timing pass found Daniel Douglas in the back of the end zone for the final score of the game. Extra point on that one was no good. But isn't it interesting that a team that really relies so heavily on the run that it was a couple of passes that were a big difference in the game?
Well, we said the keys to the game, if they can stretch the field vertically, stretch out Caesar Rodney. They tried to stretch him out side to side early, but it was when they stretched him vertically where they took advantage of the game. Let's talk about our Lewis